A lot of individuals just found themselves stuck on the side of the road. They hit a patch of ice, another vehicle runs into them. So it was a mess.
8 Gwinnett police cars were also damaged in their own accidents. 2 officers injured, but they are recovering. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The Hartsfield-Jackson Airport getting back to normal as well after thousands of affected flights because of the winter weather to start the week. FlightAware today reporting around 50 delays, fewer than 100 cancellations. Several school systems also either closed for the day around Metro Atlanta or going virtual because of icy roads. You can see a complete list at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app. Among the other stories we're following this morning, investigators saying this morning that a fire at a townhome complex in Brookhaven is very suspicious. DeKalb Fire Captain Jason Daniels says they were able to quickly extinguish the fire that started in an enclosed garage at the Bramley Park complex near Apple Valley Road and Dresden Drive.
What we do know is that this fire was intentionally set, so we are investigating it as an arson case.
No one was injured so far. No word who may be responsible. The damage, though, is minimal. And DeKalb firefighters also responding to a house fire in Gresham Park. Captain Daniel says they were able to keep the damage to a minimum there as well on Revelle Circle near Clifton Church Road. The fire remains under investigation in that one, too. A reminder to commuters, today, the last day to update information on the Peach Pass website or app before it goes dark for program updates. It'll be offline from tomorrow through next Wednesday. Customer service and retail locations will also be closed. State will relaunch the site and app next Thursday. Those updates were put off last month to prevent problems during the busy holiday travel rush. After a delay because of the winter weather in Brunswick, jury selection expected to resume today in the trial of the former prosecutor accused of protecting Ahmaud Arbery's killers.
The judge in Glenn County says he's not seeking the impossible, jurors who've never heard of Ahmaud Arbery or ex-DA Jackie Johnson. He just wants open-minded ones. Georgia NAACP President Gerald Griggs says it's possible.
Jury pools in Georgia have been consistently focused on accountability and justice, so I think they'll be thoughtful.
Griggs, himself an attorney, says Arbery's family seeks accountability for what they call a cover-up.
As somebody who's been supporting the family for years, I'm hopeful they'll make the right decision.
Johnson's defense insists there's not a scintilla of evidence. She told police not to arrest her former employee and his son after they chased and shot Arbery. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Well, Marco Rubio will be heading to Central America for his first official trip as Secretary of State.
Secretary Rubio is planning to travel to Panama, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and other nations in the region in the coming weeks. In Panama, he will meet with leaders about President Trump's call for the U.S. to retake control of the Panama Canal.
Correspondent Cammie McCormick says other stops are likely to focus on immigration and the president's new planned policies on the southern border. It is 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Start with Triple Team Traffic, and here is Smiling Mark McKay.
Worst delays, Judd, are going to be between Duluth, Norcross, and Spaghetti Junction. I-85, the big tourist attraction, remains. Been there since 6:30 this morning, or 6:45 this morning. Overturned big rig blocking the ramp from 85 south to Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. They're also shutting down the right side of the roadway, a right lane taken out south of Jimmy Carter Boulevard. So the I-85 delays stacking up about 35 minutes leaving Pleasant Hill Road. Button Gwinnett Drive is also shut down as crews try to rewrite this big rig and get it out of the way. Latest in Midtown, downtown Atlanta, Ashley Frasca.
Moving pretty well through Midtown on 75-85 southbound. A little bit of a crowd on the connector northbound headed up to Freedom Parkway. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, high 42. Cold for tonight as temperatures fall into the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 43. Saturday, sunshine, morning low 23, afternoon high 46.
It'll be warming up into the 40s, but boy, it's chilly to start the day once again. 22 degrees in Milton, 26 in Union City, 29 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
How did Judd just describe it? The big thaw? Is that what you said, Judd? Hoping for the big thaw. Welcome, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. Going to be covering our recovery here in the southeastern United States for that latest winter blast. I can tell you just personally, my ride into work this morning was much easier. Not a white-knuckle commute. Most of the ice on my street has melted. It was a much easier ride into work. Hopefully you experienced the same. We're going to be giving you complete coverage of the winter weather recovery. And as Judd mentioned, the big thaw. Couple of stories, though. Like some people west of 85 not impacted with this at all. You know, east of 85 and south of I-20 got hit pretty hard. And Deborah, there was a story you sent me that harkened back to Snowmageddon. Folks on I-75 in Monroe County stuck on the interstate for 15 hours.
Yeah, some people said that as they were trying to, the roads just got so bad and they couldn't go anywhere and they were trapped in their car for 15 hours, had to spend the night. And a lot of people didn't have any supplies, even though we warned them with the winter kit. But, you know, you hop in the car, you're thinking I'm going to get from point A to point B, but the roads were so bad, they shut down, and most people just had to wait in their car, try to pull over. 15 hours.
Yeah, poor folks down in Monroe County, 15 hours stuck on the side of the road. Not everyone took my advice on the winter weather kit, but my wife did. She's like, I'm going to take your granola bars and put them in my winter weather kit. I said, absolutely, Maya, you do that. Again, much better news for my commute in. Hopefully your commute isn't bad. And we start to see that thaw and hopefully some progress made. We are going to continuously update the forecast. Christina Edwards is going to let us know when we can actually get a legitimate thaw on the roads, and hopefully things will get back to normal. We'll continue our team coverage of the winter weather thawing process. Joining us live, the mayor of the great city of Atlanta, Mayor Andre Dickens. Mayor, good morning. Thanks as always for your time.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Well, we heard some really bad stories south of the city, central Georgia, South Georgia, coastal Georgia. But by all accounts, city of Atlanta did pretty well in this latest Arctic blast.
Yeah, it was, it came from the west headed into the south part of the state of Georgia. Brunswick and places like that got it. Macon got it. And it was stated that we were going to get a dusting. We got more than a dusting, though, and it came at a time that was at rush hour or just before rush hour, 3:30. And, luckily, Governor Kemp and I talked about, making sure that we got people off the roads, et cetera, early by, canceling schools, by having offices closed. The governor's office was closed. City Hall was closed. Everybody was working remotely. And that signaled to the business community to have your employees work from home. So, just like last week and this week, to have two snows back to back like that, our preparation is twofold. One is prepping the ground. The other is communication and cancellations, which went well for us because it helped, particularly in the city of Atlanta. We didn't have as much impact from the roads being icy. People were off the roads, and our salt crews were just out going back and forth salting our roads. And now, people are able to drive pretty good today and last night.
But the current state, Mayor, are there any spots that we should still be worried about on the roadways, or pretty much all taken care of?
Well, I'll say that like all the main roads and secondary roads are doing well. We salted them. We were able to treat them, multiple times over this 2.5-day span. But, we weren't able to salt everybody's individual neighborhood. And then, apartment complexes are responsible for their own driveways and garages. So being able to get out of a garage or a driveway, you might want to be careful because they could be icy. I don't know if every single property manager has, salt and, rock mix, et cetera. So you may have to be careful on those kind of super back roads, especially if it's hilly. If it's hilly, and Atlanta has a lot of hills, and the back roads are hilly, just use precaution. Take it easy, take it slow, and that's about it. But once you get onto the main roads of the city, you'll feel pretty good. You'll see a whole bunch of salt. It looks white. It's like it's snow, but it's actually salt.
I drove in yesterday, and I came in from Decatur, and my street was completely iced over. Once I hit the interstates, it was fine. And then I got on Peachtree to go to the station, and I was like, you could eat off of Peachtree Street. It was that clear. It was amazing that the main thoroughfares in the city were so well taken care of.
Yeah, we worked really hard on that. We are not Chicago, Boston, New York that gets snow every, 2 weeks or whatever cycle they get. But, Snowmageddon in 2014, that happened, and that was a disaster, and people always talk about it and remember it. I was an Atlantan, born and raised, and I was an Atlantan at that time, and that gave me the impetus to create the Atlanta Department of Transportation when I became a city council member, put forth legislation to create it and designed it so that we would have a department that solely focuses on our roads as well as inclement weather events that you could prepare for, because we didn't have that. It was Public Works. The same people that pick up the garbage and the recycling were also, the teams and crews that did the salting and all that. And I just thought you needed to have somebody focused on transportation directly in our city. And what a difference it has made. Our Commissioner Cavanis, was all over this. We were able to be in our Joint Operations Center working with fire and police and 311, 911, and all of our various, enterprises that are in the city to be able to, even working with Georgia Power and Grady and everybody to say, all right, where are the hot spots? Where do we need to go? We can all go there with, with specificity and get things done. So this is an example of correcting some things that weren't really done well in the past.
Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Mayor, MARTA getting back up to full service. Things much better down at the airport this morning, so we're seeing a lot of progress there. City workers, are you back to everyone coming into the office, or are we still on a remote day today?
We are back. 10 o'clock is when everybody has to come back into the office. I am here in my office right now, and I'm looking out the window, making sure I count all the heads of all the I'm just watching them come in. It's 9:12 right now, but they got to be in here by 10 o'clock. We wanted to do a slow start just in case it was icy for some people. Everybody doesn't live in the city that works in the city, so some people are coming from great distances, and they may have some trouble getting out of their driveway in some, rural or suburban city. So they're coming in. One thing, Mark, that is, at the airport, I'm really fighting a fight with TSA. The TSA is a federal agency that supplies the checkpoint agents for every airport in America. And those are the people that tell you, take off your shoes, put your bags on the thing, and they x-ray those are not city employees. Those are federal employees that's tasked with making sure that you don't have inappropriate items in your baggage so that, when you're flying, there's no danger. Those people yesterday had 150 call-outs. 150 individuals decided not to show up for work yesterday morning, which meant that Atlanta Airport only had 23 gates out of 57. So when you're less than half of the checkpoints open, we had lines back for an hour and a half at certain points. And this is all because of TSA not being able to either incentivize their employees to come to work or de-incentivize them to not, to stop doing this kind of call out. For us, that causes ripple effects. It makes the city look bad that the airport has these long lines. But, I can't send anybody down there to just do checkpoints. That's a federal government task. I can't just say, hey, let me take a person that works in the parks department and send them down there. So it is a problem. I wrote a letter in December to the federal TSA authority. I told them that, whether it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, and then we got a Peach Bowl and all this stuff. I said, we can't have what we've been seeing as these call outs. And then the director came down and he apologized. He said he was going to get it fixed. Well, now he's already been let go with the new administration, the new Trump administration. So hopefully we will get something going better than what we had. But I just wanted the public to know that. So sorry I took a little time.
No, that's fine.
For everybody to know how things work.
We were curious why the delays were so big, but 150 people not coming to work will certainly do that. You mentioned the Peach Bowl, Mayor. Obviously on Monday we had the great college football national championship. Went off without a hitch, no problems, right?
Yeah, this is the college football championship went off without a hitch. Same day as Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration that we had, where there was a parade, there's the big Ebenezer events, and all of the service stuff. And the college football championship is Monday, but you had other fan events over that weekend. These Ohio and Indiana people from Notre Dame and Ohio State came in town, and others came from all over. And we got them through the gates. 12,000 plus of them rode MARTA to the stadium, which was great to relieve traffic. and to get them going where they needed to go. This was a, safe event, no hiccups. We had all of those precautions. People kept asking us about New Orleans. Can you guarantee that we won't have what happened in New Orleans with that terrorist attack? And can you, ensure our safety? What about the sidewalks? And so we spent a great deal of time in preparation with GBI, FBI, ATF, as well as Georgia State Patrol, the City of Atlanta Police, of course, Georgia World Congress Center Police. We all worked and planned to get ourselves ready for that, and it went off without a hitch. You think about it, the last 4 weeks straight now, we started off with Peach Bowl, Peach Drop, then we had snow, then the next weekend was snow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then we came back with college football championship and Martin Luther King, and then we have snow again. So I want everybody to be on their best behavior come this weekend because I need to get some rest.
It's been a busy January for sure. And I tell you what, Monday, I couldn't get a seat at a table for lunch. There were so many Irish and Ohio State fans just packing our restaurants and boosting our economy. Final question for you, Mayor. I know you got to get back to work. I want to talk about the warming centers because the folks listening to WSB hopefully were able to get home and shelter in place during the storm and stay warm. The city of Atlanta, you had an extra warming center added for this latest storm. What's the current status on the warming centers, and how can we and the listeners, help facilitate? Do you need anything from us to get these warming centers? Because we have very generous listeners, and I think we can all appreciate finding a place, a warm, dry place for folks that don't have homes to ride these storms out.
Absolutely. Yeah, we right now it's so cold outside, and then with the snow, we opened up 4 warming centers across the city and had them open for 24 hours, and they're still open right now, and because it's still cold. So what we provide people 3 meals, and we provide them blankets, cots, toiletries. They take showers. They're able to, towels and soap and toothbrush or toothpaste, all of that stuff is supplied for them. And there's one that's particularly for women and women with children, and then the others for men, and then there's one that's for a mix of anybody. And so we opened up that 4th one. These places are, they're staffed by city employees that we take off of other places. A lot of them are parks and recreation staff members, or because parks are closed when it's inclement weather, so we take those parks people and we have them be a part of the warming centers, as well as some of our constituent services people and anybody else that just wants some overtime. But we staff it. Some of the things that the listeners can provide is we always need blankets inside of the warming centers. We always need toiletries, things that can, whatever you would use at your house for a sleepover, et cetera. We need those things that can help them. Food, we provide the food. We have our own kitchen for that, so we don't need anybody to help with that, I don't believe. But yeah, just household goods that are, really for just blankets and socks and things of that nature too. So you can call 311 ATL 311 or go to ATL 311 on social media and ask them how you can help out, and they will guide you to the right way to do that.
That's phenomenal, because that was my thought the last couple of nights. Is I was outside walking the dogs. I'm like, imagine not having the option to go back inside. It really hits home. All right, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, thanks so much for your time. Stay warm, stay safe, and you heard it from the mayor. Everyone take it easy this weekend. I know you're a little stir crazy, but everyone chill out this weekend.
Yes, please chill out. Stir crazy. I know you've been stuck in the house a little bit, but if you go outside, don't drive fast. Don't get mad at anybody, and then if you're gonna have a drink, take a person, have a driver like a Uber or Lyft, or have a designated driver.
Or take MARTA. Right? It's SMARTA.
Or take MARTA. There you go. Even better. Take MARTA.
Mayor, thanks as always for your time, my friend. We'll be right back. It's the Mark Arum Show, WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
1/2 inch to 1 inch of accumulation down towards Griffin and McDonough.
we're at our best.
The travel conditions are rather hazardous.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
North Druid Hills Road at Willoughby Drive completely blocked off.
Tune in often for the latest.
Barrow County, Coweta County, Henry County, Newton County, and Griffin-Spalding County schools all closed.
95.5 WSB, your severe weather station.
Heavy rain can find its way into your home. In fact, you could be one storm away from a flooded basement or serious mold. See the experts at AquaGuard.net. They know how to find the permanent solution your basement needs to stay dry. Remember,
AquaGuard. Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 2-liter bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties are just $1.49 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
9:25 on the Mark Arum Show, monitoring the Gwinnett County grind. Live to the traffic center, here's Mike Shields.
Yeah, it's been a rough ride on I-85 southbound, unfortunately, Mark, for the last 2 hours with a tractor trailer went on its side on the I-85 southbound ramp to Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. That ramp's been blocked. Also, a right lane of 85 southbound itself has been blocked as well. And bottom line jammed as you leave Highway 316. Use Buford Highway as an alternate. The support is brought to you by Compassion International. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting for over a year to be sponsored. And their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Most of the people were absolutely innocent. Okay, but forgetting all about that, these people have served horribly a long time. Some of those people with the police, true, but they were very minor incidents.
President Trump had a really long, interesting interview with Sean Hannity on Fox last night. I'm going to play a bunch of that audio for you in case you missed it. There he was referencing the blanket pardons, over 15 hundo that the president pardoned and commutated. Coming up after the news, we're going to talk to ABC News crime and terrorism analyst Brad Garrett, going in depth on the pardons that Trump procured, and just as important were the preemptive pardons that Biden laid out before he left office. And one of the things that Trump said in that interview, he wondered aloud to Hannity, he said, why didn't Biden pardon himself? Like saying, hey, you should have pardoned yourself because I'm coming at you. Basically, anyway, I'm going to play some of the audio throughout the show. Coming up after news, weather, and traffic, we'll talk to Brad Garrett. 9:50, not just one mayor on the show today. We have two mayors. Athens Mayor Kelly Girtz is going to join us live. 10:05, we're going to the Pentagon. 10:35, we're talking tech with Kim Commando. And 5K Day Bonus Blitz returns in the 10 o'clock hour. 11 o'clock hour, Deborah's got more tickets to see Willie Nelson. Your chance to win twice, not once, but twice here on the Mark Arum Show. Social medias are active, at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio. And you can watch the show live. It's streaming video-wise at WSBradio.com.
You do not want to miss this. Call Zero Res Carpet Cleaning to get 3 rooms of carpet plus a free hallway for only $109. That's right, 3 rooms plus a free hallway for only $109. You only have a few days to take advantage of this sweet deal. Zero Res can bring your carpets back to life with their exclusive cleaning technology. By using ZR water, Zero Res is tough on your carpet stains without using soaps or harsh chemicals. The best part is your carpets will stay cleaner longer, so you and your family can continue walking on soft and fluffy carpets day after day. Don't just take my word for it. Zero Res has over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9 rating on Google. They don't run this sale often, so don't wait. Call 770-242-1313 today to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a free hallway for only $109 before it's too late. Use code SALE109 at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. I recently had 2 sets of customers who had vastly different stories. One had purchased elsewhere 3 years ago and spent $5,000, and the other had purchased from OMF 12 years ago and spent $1,000. The difference? Our customer's mattress lasted 4 times longer and cost them 5 times less. Don't waste money on overpriced, overhyped mattresses. Visit the Original Mattress Factory for unbeatable quality and value. Sleep better, longer, for less.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. Our top story this half hour seems things are getting back to normal around Metro Atlanta following this week's snow. Expecting warmer temperatures today should help get rid of any ice left over on the roads. And it comes after first responders in DeKalb County logged more than 200 rescues of stranded drivers this week, with one welcoming a brand new life.
The 1-2 rescue involves a stranded woman calling 911 from the icily hard-hit Rockbridge area to say she was in labor. DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson tells me an ambulance crew managed to get to her, and then they got stuck.
Literally, we had to dig them out. We had to have an emergency crew go there, sand and salt, to get that ambulance out, to get that mother and baby that was delivered on site to the hospital.
Cochran Johnson says DeKalb's still salting and sanding roads, but urges people not to travel unless it's an emergency. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Now, it's currently 30 chilly degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards saying, though, we will get into the 40s today under mostly cloudy skies. Dip back below freezing, though, tonight. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Awaiting today's rally outside Atlanta City Hall after the death of a homeless man during the clearing of an encampment. Cornelius Taylor was killed in what a public works official calls a tragic accident. Taylor's family joins with community organizations for today's event. Organizers claim he was crushed by a public works truck while sleeping in a tent near the King Center. The rally happening at 1 o'clock this afternoon, just before the Atlanta City Council's meeting at 2. Meanwhile, Agnes Scott College hosts a donation drive today to collect essential items for the homeless.
The event by Aramark and the Decatur alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity will be at the Lower Evans building on the campus in Decatur. Corey Wilson says they are looking for a host of items.
Blanket, deodorant, toothpaste, bars of soap, hand sanitizer, disposable razors, rain ponchos, sleeping bag, and tent.
Collected items will go to Lady T Ministries, which strives to provide everyone with the basic necessities of life. Donations can be dropped off from 3 to 5 p.m. at 141 East College Avenue. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
American exports of chicken are at risk following a second detection of bird flu in a commercial poultry flock here in Georgia.
While domestic retail sales of poultry meat or eggs likely won't be impacted yet, Georgia's lucrative chicken exports could be disrupted if importing nations halt shipments from the U.S. The state's Agriculture Department says bird flu was discovered at an operation in Elbert County just a week after a case was confirmed in the same county. This is also Georgia's 6th overall case since the U.S. outbreak began about 3 years ago. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
And it seems colleges around the country are filling up again.
A new report from the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center says total enrollment at colleges was almost 16 million in the fall. That's an increase of 4.5% from the year before. It pushes the numbers above what they were before the first fall of the pandemic.
Deborah Rodriguez reports it comes a week after that clearinghouse blamed an error for its findings, which showed enrollment was actually down last year. It's 9:33 as we check your money, and boy, big difference here. A day after a booming start on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up about 40 points, but the NASDAQ is down to start the day about 100 points. S&P is down slightly. Now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Starting the WSB 24-hour traffic center, Mike Shields.
Hey, Judd, our top traffic story continues to be on I-85 southbound and leaving Gwinnett into DeKalb County. Long-standing tractor-trailer crash of a tractor-trailer on its side, trying to be uprighted right now on the I-85 southbound ramp Pleasantdale Road exit 96. That blocks the ramp. Also, right lane of 85 through lanes, and that has you jammed back starting at Highway 316. Avoid those delays. Use Beaufort Highway as an alternate. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 42, lows tonight in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 43. Saturday, starting off with temperatures in the low 20s, but warming up to the mid-40s through the afternoon.
27 degrees right now in Norcross, 27 in Marietta, 30 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10, breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
News.
Atlanta police on the lookout.
At the top and bottom of every hour.
2 people are dead and 19 others are injured after a small plane crashed.
And when it breaks.
Johnson with 218 votes right now, and it appears that would be enough to get him reelected House Speaker.
Check back 3, 4, 5 times a day.
95.5 WSB. Atlanta's breaking news station.
The same people that Donald Trump sent to a mob to attack
are the same people that made sure he was safe.
That's retired
on
U.S.
Monday.
Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn, in depth on the pardons, 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
When it comes to your home, quality is crucial. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. Quality comes first. We have the most experienced exterior craftsmen in the industry.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com. The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Our farmers feed us all. For generations, they've done what's best for the land. So why is the litigation industry threatening Georgia farmers' go-to crop protection tool? Without glyphosate-based herbicides, crop yields will drop, costs will soar, and we'll all see even higher grocery bills. Farmers need to be supported, not controlled. To keep glyphosate available in our state, go to TakeControlGeorgia.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
That it's been 4 years of dealing with this, and I'm almost tired of talking, but that caveat, the winner, they want you to stop talking. I can't.
That's Harry Dunn, retired U.S. Capitol Police Officer, commenting on the sweeping January 6th pardons. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we're going to go to the Classic City. Athens Mayor Kelly Girtz joins us live around 10:11-ish. I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000 here on 95.5 WSB. Let's continue our team coverage, though, of the pardons. Joining us from ABC News, it's crime and terrorism analyst Brad Garrett. Brad, good morning. Before we get to the weird preemptive pardons that President Biden did on his way out of the office, let's start with the sweeping pardons that President Trump leveled for the January 6th defendants. Not everyone a fan of these sweeping pardons.
Well, I mean, it just defies logic if you're in law enforcement or believe in law enforcement. I mean, these people are all legitimately convicted. And I will tell you, this all went through federal court in D.C., which is, follows the book on due process, procedure, so forth and so on. You had FBI agents conducting the interviews and putting the evidence together. And I say that in that, could some of that have gone awry? Well, sure it could. But there are so many safeguards built in the federal system, it makes it less so that, somebody gets wrongly convicted. So you talk about a case that's apparently the biggest case the FBI has ever worked. I mean, you got 1,500 plus defendants in the pipeline. And some of it is really super serious, and you don't have to believe anybody. You can just watch the video of what happened to some of these police officers at the scene. And so the idea that you would pardon those people or commute their sentences, he did a combination on some of the more violent. I think the people in the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys, he commuted instead of pardoned, but they immediately walked out of prison the same day that he commuted their sentence. I mean, I guess what signal does that send to people? That it's, that if you do certain things, but you do them, carrying the banner a certain person or individual, then it's okay. I mean, it's almost like selective justice in a way, in my mind. And so, and a lot of people, if you look at what the International Association of Chiefs of Police and the Fraternal Order of Police, they're both, who are big supporters of President Trump, are just outraged. How would this get damaged the rule of law? Does it, it throws into sort of perception that, if you know the right people, you don't get prosecuted, or you get diminished prosecution, or you get let out of jail. The other side of that coin is that I just think the presidents have too much power in their ability to do this without some sort of safeguard that has to go through before the person actually gets out. But that's a separate issue. I mean, they have the power. Biden also used it extensively before he left. But it's a big concern. Are we legitimizing militia groups by doing this? I don't know, but it's a big concern.
Yeah, I thought it was very telling that both those fraternal orders of law enforcement officials came out and said that they were not okay with it. Some Republican senators were not okay with it. Others said, I didn't see any of the violence on January 6th. That the videos have been out there for years. I scratch my head on that. And we heard from the Capitol police officers, too, as well. I thought it was an interesting move politically for President Trump to do that, to give the pardons even to those that were convicted of violent crimes. You mentioned President Biden with those preemptive pardons. I was shocked and stunned. And in my opinion, that sets a really bad precedent moving forward.
There is no doubt. Now, you and I could go back and look at a number of pardons and sentences commuted by other presidents, particularly at the end of their presidency. And I've scratched my head at a number of those. But that's like one or two or three people. I mean, President Biden did wholesale pardons. So like dozens of people. Now, I get on some levels why he did that, but, he even commuted the sentence of a guy who killed 2 FBI agents, or was convicted of killing 2 FBI agents in 1975. Leonard Pelletier. And you have to scratch your head. There's a lot of controversy about the evidence in that case, but be that what it may, he commuted his sentence. It's sort of unbelievable, and it's, as I mentioned earlier, is it too much power in the hands of one person?
We heard from President.
I think that's something we need to look at.
Oh, for sure. We heard from President Trump in an interview last night, wondering why Biden didn't pardon himself, and maybe hinting that there would be an investigation into former President Biden during this Trump administration.
It would not surprise me.
Brad Garrett, ABC News crime and terrorism analyst. Brad, as always, appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Brad brings up an interesting point. Is it time to revisit the presidential pardons? Because for how many 200 years, we haven't, at least to my knowledge, we haven't had any big questions when it comes to the presidential pardon. I guess Ford pardoning Nixon, I wasn't alive for that. I don't know if that caused a lot of consternation. Like, well, how can you pardon this guy? But in my adult life, it's been part of the deal. Clinton's going out, he pardons these people. Obama's going out, Bush, they pardon. And it's never been a huge deal. Like, some people will question some of them, but it's like, all right, that's the president. But what Biden did, pardoning the guy that killed 2 FBI agents. Now, I understand that, and Brad mentioned there was some question about the evidence, but like that can't be okay. And then the preemptive pardons, pardoning someone for haven't been charged for anything yet. I think, even if you despise Joe Biden, we all knew he was going to pardon his son, right? I think, all right, we knew that was coming. But preemptive pardons? What does that look like going forward if every president can preemptively pardon whoever they want? And I personally believe that President Trump went too far in the January 6th pardons. The leader of the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys, they were sentenced to decades in jail for assaulting police officers. You shouldn't be pardoning those people. Other folks I get, that ended at the Capitol and didn't do any damage. All right, pardon them. They've time served, whatever. Maybe it's a time to revisit the pardon powers of the president. To me, it sounds like, it's always been a thing, and we just accept it. Is the origin, we broke away from the crown, the English system of government to form our own government, to form a more perfect union, the Revolutionary War. To me, that the presidential pardon power seems like a regal carryover from the kings. You know, like who has the king of England has pardon power. I pardon you for jousting that dude in the face. Whatever. Doesn't that seem like it's an antiquated thing? Yeah. It seems like, well, we broke away from jolly old, but we still kept some of the things. Something to look forward to. I think the Biden precedent being set for the preemptive pardons is a horrible thing for our country. I don't like the precedent that's set. And I don't like the fact that people that attack Capitol Police, who were there to protect our government buildings, got pardoned. That's just my opinion. All right, quick break. When we come back, we're going live to the Classic City. Athens Mayor Kelly Girtz is going to join us live. Not one, but two mayors. Any other mayors? We'll go for the Guinness Book of World Records. Any local mayors out there want to call in? Yeah. How many mayors can we get on one show in 3 hours? Mayor number 2, Kelly Girtz, joins us live next on The Mark Arum Show.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Joe, I just won $1,000 from WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Thank you, Jesus. What's that?
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 10.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area. Dave Baker here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. I recommend you get a free roof analysis from Findlay Roofing. No obligation, no charge. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000. Or visit us at TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Another round of Arctic temperatures and another reason to remind you to get storm-ready Wi-Fi for your household. Hey, it's Mark Arum back for my friends at Xfinity. Storm-ready Wi-Fi. Storm-ready Wi-Fi. Be prepared no matter what the storm life brings. Storm-ready Wi-Fi will keep you online during network and power outages with unlimited cellular data and up to 4 hours of battery backup. 4 hours of battery backup with storm-ready Wi-Fi. It automatically switches to a 4G LTE backup cellular network during the outages. It sets up in minutes, and you can receive real-time outage updates through the Xfinity app. Plus, it helps extend Wi-Fi and eliminate dead spots even when you're not in an outage. Get storm-ready Wi-Fi. Be prepared, friends. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit your local Xfinity store near you today. Be prepared. Do not get caught off guard. Get storm-ready Wi-Fi from Xfinity, Xfinity.com, or call 1-800-XFINITY.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way to treat your aching bones and joints. And that starts with predicting problems before they even become problems, up to a year in advance, with up to 93% accuracy. When you save time avoiding surgeries you don't need, you can spend time doing the things you love. When it comes to healthcare, a better system means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday, noon to 1, right here on 95.5 WSB.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call.
If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
9:50 on the Mark Arum Show. Back to I-85, live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Here's Mike Shields.
And progress being made with this, Mark. Over 2 hours later, a tractor trailer that went on its side, I-85 southbound the ramp to Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. They've uprighted that big rig, trying to tow it out of the way now. The ramp remains blocked, and one right lane remains blocked of 85 southbound itself. Jammed back to 316. Use Buford Highway as an alternate. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
We definitely have plenty of water, plenty of resources. We're well over 4,000 personnel on this fire. We've got the reservoir right there we can dip out of and draft out of.
That's Sheila Kelleher from the Los Angeles County Fire Department, a captain there as the wildfires continue to grow. We're going to head west, get an update there on the really horrific situation. Meanwhile, we're trying to thaw out here in Metro Atlanta. Joining us live from the Classic City, the mayor of Athens, Kelly Girtz. Mayor, good morning. Thanks for your time.
So good to be with you here. I've been out of town for a little while, meeting with other mayors from around the country, but I'm really glad to have my feet back here on the ground in Athens and be talking to you now.
How did Athens Clark County fare during the latest winter weather event?
We surprisingly got more than we had anticipated. Of course, you saw that line of snow move up and down over the course of a couple of days prior, but ultimately got about an inch. But, of course, given the temperatures, it stuck right away. So for 2 days, the school district has been out. My 12-year-old theoretically is doing online learning right now. We'll see how that goes when I show back up at the house this afternoon. But he was under strict orders to get it all done. But we didn't really have too much damage, fortunately. A number of abandoned vehicles on the side of the road. And, of course, that's just what every locality has to deal with in the wake of these storms that can come on so quickly. Fortunately, no major damage, though.
Good.
So we're thanking God for that.
Mayor, forgive my ignorance. The 10 Loop, is that a state road or is that under your jurisdiction?
Yeah, that is a state road. That's
okay.
Right. Yeah, it's part of Highway 10.
The 10 Loop.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
I want to sound like
loop, yes, our mini 285 here in Athens.
I want to sound like a local. All right, so good news, and I'm sure that your 12-year-old and did the UGA, did they close completely? Did they go virtual? What was going on?
Yeah, they closed yesterday, and they had a delayed opening until 10 a.m. today, as did Athens Technical College. So everybody's sort of making their way. Went out and about just to check out the roads this morning. And certainly major arteries are fine, but a lot of side roads still are icy.
Gotcha. So you mentioned you were out of town. You were up in the nation's capital for the U.S. Conference of Mayors winter meeting. What was that event like, and what did you do?
Well, it's always great just to talk to people who do the same work you do from around the country. You can compare notes and get some ideas about how to bring back better things to your community. So spoke with the mayor of Columbia, South Carolina about economic development opportunities, listened to the mayor of Austin, Texas, talk about housing. Housing certainly is one of these themes that when you talk to mayors these days resonates, whether you're on the West Coast or the Southeast or the Northeast. There's a shortage right now, and we're all trying to claw out of this shortage and definitely looking to compare notes and seek some state and some federal help. As you know, we've done a great job here in Georgia expanding the job base, but as we bring all those new jobs, we need some housing for those folks because if you're employing 9,000 people outside of Savannah at the Hyundai plant or south of Athens at the forthcoming Rivian plant, those folks are going to need a place to live.
Interesting. Mayor Kelly Girtz joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. What do you think? I would imagine you're talking to mayors of similar sized cities to Athens. What are the biggest concerns for what I think is the most idyllic college town moving forward? What's top of mind, top of your agenda?
Well, when you think about managing a city, I bring people back to those old science encyclopedias you might remember from your youth. And, you go over to the human body, and the anatomical pages have the transparency of the limbic system and the skeleton and the pulmonary system. And when you're managing a city, you're thinking about those sorts of systems all working in tandem. You're thinking about economic development, and you're thinking about housing, you're thinking about public safety, and you're thinking about transportation. And those things I just mentioned are top of mind here. So our housing supply is dramatically limited just because coming out of the 2007, 8, 9 downturn, lending and construction slowed down quite a bit. So we're really working on increasing supply and at the same time increasing affordability. And we're wanting to make sure people get around safely, no matter whether you're behind the wheel of your vehicle or on foot.
Mayor, I got to ask, day 4 of the Trump administration, the second Trump administration, deportation top of mind. I'm not sure if Athens or Athens-Clarke considered sanctuary areas, but what are you expecting moving forward in the Trump administration when it comes to ICE and deportations in your area?
Yeah, so certainly across the state of Georgia, for all of Georgia's 500-plus cities, they're under state law dramatic limitations on what localities can do under any of what people would informally consider sanctuary status. What I certainly can say about Athens and can say about South Georgia and places around the coast too, is that there is a lot of immigrant labor. Whether you're talking about hospitality or agriculture, which is the top employment category in the state broadly, or construction, there are a lot of immigrants who are working to keep our economy rolling. And so certainly what I hope is that the administration ultimately recognizes and advocates ultimately recognize that we just need comprehensive immigration policy. It's been the late 80s since we really had any significant upgrade when Reagan was president in our immigration policy as a nation. And so we need to adjust. I worry a little bit about overactivity on the part of the administration right now. They want to play big and bold without really thinking about the nuts and bolts details.
Final question for you, Mayor. Reaction to the Laken-Riley Act, which passed Congress.
Well, I would put that in the same category. I mean, certainly that was a dramatic tragedy, obviously happened right here in Athens. But what we need to do is think, how do we put an immigration policy in place that is going to keep us safe and secure, that is going to integrate people into society like we have for hundreds of years here in the United States, and is going to keep the economy moving all at the same time?
Final question, not very important, not newsworthy, but is your office at City Hall in Athens?
It is indeed. Yes, sir.
Is there a game day parking spot for me at Athens City Hall so I don't have to pay for parking?
We'll get off this call and we'll talk. We might be able to make a deal, my friend.
You are on the home of the dogs, 95.5 WSB. Athens Mayor Kelly Girtz, thanks so much for your time. Welcome back home, and we'll talk to you down the road, my friend.
Talk to you soon.
There you go. Athens Mayor Kelly. I just need a game day parking spot. Parking's crazy there. On Georgia Bulldogs, your home of the dogs, 95.5 WSB. All right, news, weather, and traffic straight ahead. When we come back, we're going live to the Pentagon. What Trump's executive orders mean for the folks in the Pentagon. That's next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Bugs bugging you? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. The big thaw is now underway following this week's winter storm. There are still some icy spots out there, though, depending on where you are. The extreme cold is the biggest issue now, and firefighters have been busy. A pair of early morning fires put DeKalb firefighters to the test.
Crews in Brookhaven arrived to find fire coming from an enclosed garage attached to a townhome on Appleton Place. Captain Jason Daniels says their quick action spares the home and there are no injuries. However,
this fire was intentionally set, so we are investigating it as an arson.
Meanwhile, he says crews are called out to a house fire on Reveille Circle in Gresham Park.
Heavy fire coming from the carport. Firefighters were able to minimize the damage to the home.
All residents escape and 2 dogs as well, but Daniel says several family birds died. The cause of that fire is under investigation. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, and we said the big thaw is on the way. It's freezing, though, still right now in metro Atlanta. 28 degrees on Peachtree Street. Partly to mostly cloudy this afternoon. We're headed for a high, though, of 42. We will have more on your forecast with Christina Edwards coming up in just over 2 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Family members and a series of community organizations are set to rally today outside of Atlanta City Hall after the death of a homeless man during the clearing of an encampment. Cornelius Taylor was killed in what a public works official calls a tragic accident. Those organizing today's rally claim that Taylor was crushed by a public works truck while sleeping in a tent near the King Center. That rally is happening at 1 o'clock this afternoon, just before the Atlanta City Council's meeting. That starts at 2 o'clock. A pain management practice with clinics here in Atlanta and Blue Ridge, and the doctor who runs them reaches a multi-million-dollar settlement with the feds for allegations of medical fraud.
The Center for Pain Management and Dr. Kamal Kabakibu agreed to pay $3.5 million to the U.S. for allegedly billing medically unnecessary testing and for pre-signing opioid prescriptions dispensed by a nurse practitioner while the doctor was out of the country. Under the deal, the Drug Enforcement Agency will also regularly monitor the practice for the next 5 years. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Well, 1,500 troops are now on their way to the southern border, sent there by President Trump with an executive order. But that may be just the beginning of a much larger regular Army presence there, as we learn now from CBS's Nancy Cortez.
Trump officials are considering deploying 10,000 soldiers to the border and using U.S. bases to hold migrants awaiting deportation, according to an internal memo obtained by CBS News.
And President Trump is backing the death penalty. He's ordered the Attorney General in future cases to take steps to make sure that states like Texas have enough lethal injection drugs to carry out those executions.
Historically, the drug companies have not provided the states with the so-called cocktail need to execute a person. They think it's inhumane.
That is Josh Blackman at the South Texas College of Law. He says another part of the executive order is being overlooked. Mr. Trump, he says, ordered the Justice Department to challenge Supreme Court precedents on the death penalty, and that could include the Eighth Amendment's ban on cruel and unusual punishment. And this might be shocking to you, especially if you're planning on financing a car anytime soon. Edmunds says that in last year's fourth quarter, nearly 1 in 5 new vehicle buyers took out loans with monthly payments of $1,000 or more a month. That's a record high. And loan terms are also much longer. They're stretched to nearly 69 months. Speaking of money, let's talk about jobs. Slightly more Americans applied for jobless benefits last week, but continuing claims rise to the highest level since 2021. In the week that's just ended, 223,000 first-time jobless claims were filed, about 2,000 more than analysts had been expecting. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 86 points at 44,242. NASDAQ is currently down more than 0.5%, and the S&P is also down slightly. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca has a look at the roads.
Good morning, Sabrina. Still sounding a gridlock alert trying to get between Duluth and Norcross. 85 South is almost bumper to bumper, leaving Highway 316, all because of this morning's tractor-trailer crash. It's finally clearing on the exit ramp to Pleasantdale, exit 96, though that ramp is still shut down for the time being. And look out for police activity in Norcross as well. They're working in a turn lane of Jimmy Carter Boulevard westbound at Buford Highway. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, high 42. Cold for tonight as temperatures fall into the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 43. Saturday, sunshine, morning low 23, afternoon high 46.
It's 28 degrees right now in Johns Creek. Athens has 27, and it's 27 in Peachtree City. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Thursday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. Whole gang with us today. Deborah Green, the executive producer of the show. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny Bag of Donuts screens them calls in mere minutes. I'm going to give you a keyword in the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. Another chance for you to win $1,000. Listen for the keywords at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. You'll have 30 minutes to enter the keyword. One lucky listener will get paid $1,000. Coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to talk tech with Kim Commando, and obviously covering the big thaw here in Metro Atlanta and all of North Georgia. South Georgia, though, Monroe County, in case you missed the first hour of the show, I'm not to pat myself on the back, but amazing first hour of the show. We talked at length to Mayor Andre Dickens of Atlanta. We just talked to Athens Mayor Kelly Gertz, but some of the worst weather impact was just south of the metro area in Monroe County. Folks were stuck on the interstate, Longoria, for 15 hours. Insane. And Erickson had to do his show from Macon at home yesterday.
Yeah, he couldn't even get out of his house.
Yeah, it was incredible. So if you were spared the winter weather like Longoria and Deborah, consider yourself lucky because a lot of areas in Georgia were hit hard. On the other side of the spectrum, we are monitoring the wildfires in L.A. They are growing. More of them have popped up. In fact, before we head up to the Pentagon, let's get an update on the wildfires out in L.A. County. This is Josh Campbell from CNN in L.A.
I mean, our community here across Los Angeles on edge because of those red flag wind conditions that continue here. And just as you mentioned, overnight, yet another fire popping up. I'm now in the Sepulveda Pass, for those who are familiar with Los Angeles, between L.A. And the Valley area. This fire breaking out, as you mentioned, up to 40 acres, but it's near the Bel Air neighborhood, so near a populated area. Authorities were able to halt forward containment on this to 40 acres. I want to get straight to David Ortiz with the Los Angeles Fire Department. Sir, can you tell us, we've got crews all around us here. What are they doing right now?
Well, right now is what we call the mop-up operation. We want to make sure that we don't leave anything hot that can later be carried by wind. So our firefighters were very effective in keeping the fire from spreading into the Moraga community, which is behind this hill. This fire was topography driven, meaning the fuels and the angle of the hillside. The Santa Ana winds are blowing against this fire, so we had that in our favor, and we also had available aircraft that were able to fly this. We had 5 medium helicopters and 2 heavies that engaged this fire right away. 250 firefighters from LA City Fire jumped on this very quickly, and we were able to keep it to only 40 acres.
And then finally, the winds are relatively calm right now, but what's your concern over the next few hours?
So we're still expecting some dry humidity and then gusts of winds possible up to 60 miles an hour before we are expecting rain starting on Saturday and Sunday. But once that rain passes, it's going to dry up again. So we need sustained rain. A lot of the vegetation looks like this. It's super dry. Any one spark will have a new start of a fire that establishes and races quickly like we had yesterday in Hughes fire.
Well, thanks for the update, sir. Thanks for what your team is doing here. Kate, this is one fire that authorities here are dealing with. As you mentioned, just north of us yesterday, this fire exploding, the so-called Hughes fire up near the Castaic area. We saw tons of resources being thrown at that fire as well. Thousands and thousands of people are facing evacuation orders at this hour. The good news is that although that ballooned over to 10,000 acres, authorities continue to work towards containment. Currently, about 14%. One final good thing I'll tell you is that if there's any good news in all of this, terrible activity here, is that because of those two recent deadly fires in Palisades as well as Eaton, this whole area has been flooded with fire resources, not only from California, neighboring states, as well as Canada and Mexico having resources here that were on standby. We saw that heavy attack overnight. Helicopters, the Chinooks, the Blackhawks just attacking that fire with water, trying to get that down, trying to stop.
Josh Campbell in L.A. this morning. That's bad news that there are more fires now as they try to contain one. Another pops up. And I don't know if that L.A. County region, portions of it will ever recover. Now to add insult to injury with these just horrific wildfires, billions upon billions of dollars of damage. Homes lost, businesses lost, like unrecoverable in some areas, I think. Going forward, do you know what's going to happen when it starts to rain? Now, I know they would love rain now, right, to help put out the fires. What is L.A. known for when it rains? Not flooding, mudslides. Like, that is going to be a legitimate concern.
Yeah, well, they're concerned that heavy rain could have lightning, which would spark another fire because everything's already dry. But as much as they need the rain, there's nothing for it to absorb the water. And they're scared of additional landslides with all the debris already there of charred and burned down buildings, just sliding down these mountains into another community and decimating that community.
And I saw a report the other day. I forgot. Maybe it was on Fox News or maybe it was CNN. I don't know. So you've got these evacuations. I think they just evacuated another 50,000 people. You've got all these people that have lost their homes. So let's say hypothetically, Longoria, knock on wood, it never happens. Your home gets destroyed by fire. What are you going to do immediately?
Try to find somewhere to live.
Yeah, go rent an apartment somewhere or a house somewhere. So picture that there's 100,000 people that are out of their homes right now, and they're trying to find a place to rent. So the landlords of these rental places, if they were charging $2,000 a month before, it's now $5,000 a month because so many people need them. And they were talking to some people that were going in, and they thought, they walked into an open house and there was already 100 people in there trying to rent it. And people were offering, I'll sign a 3-year lease and I'll pay the entire first year up front.
Whoa.
Yeah, can you imagine trying to find you and your girls trying to find a place to live and you got someone just outbidding you crazily? Insane situation. Now, apparently, in California disaster law, there are price gouging laws in effect where you can't charge X amount more than you would, but that's a slow process to get started. In the meantime, people can't find places to live. They can't rent a house.
But if you don't charge it and the person offers it to you, you're not really charging it, right? Like if I come to you and be like, I'll pay you $1,000 more than what you're asking, you're not asking for it.
Exactly. So it's just a untenable, awful situation there. More wildfires. No one can find a home. The rental market is through the roof. The rents are up, 1,000% between December and January. People can't find a place to live. And then, you might have to deal with mudslides once it starts raining. Good grief. Thoughts and prayers, my friends. All right, here we go, friends. It's the 5K a day bonus blitz. 10 a.m. keyword is give. G-I-V-E, give. Enter the keyword give into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com/cash. You have until 10:30 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. Keyword is give, G-I-V-E. Don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10:30 from a number you don't recognize, pick it up. Could be us telling you won $1,000. The keyword is give, G-I-V-E. Good luck.
When traffic
hits.
Raining pretty heavy. Crash still on the right lane, 85 northbound Hamilton Mill.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Causing for a long, slow ride to I-20. Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Not often we can say this, but 285 is looking great.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Heavy rain and severe storms have impacted our area again. How did your roof hold up? Hi, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show here. Water is your home's #1 enemy. I recommend you schedule a free roof analysis with my roofer, Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Check your attic, ceilings, drywall, and chimney. Any dripping water, wet spots, or water streaks? If yes, think of Findlay first. Get peace of mind with no obligation and no charge. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
This week, save on Private Selection Angus 80% lean ground chuck. 16-ounce packages are $4.99 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Every single month that you wait to call MyLend is just another month where you've likely paid more than you should have on your mortgage. This is Scott Slade. The time to act is now. Everything is moving in the right direction for you to start saving on your mortgage. No matter your scenario, MyLend has seen it. Reverse mortgages for you or your parents, specialty purchase programs, cash-out refinances, second mortgages, rental properties, VA, and FHA. Mortgages are MyLend's specialty. And when you've been doing it as long as they have, you've seen it all. I've been saying it for years, and it's still true today. MyLend is constantly closing loans other lenders just can't close. The Fed is starting to lower rates, so your time to act is now. Take a few minutes out of your day and call my friends at MyLend. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. MyLend's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLend is an equal housing lender.
You do not want to miss this. Call Zero Res Carpet Cleaning to get 3 rooms of carpet plus a free hallway for only $109. That's right, 3 rooms plus a free hallway for only $109. You only have a few days to take advantage of this sweet deal. Zero Res can bring your carpets back to life with their exclusive cleaning technology. By using ZR water, Zero Res is tough on your carpet stains without using soaps or harsh chemicals. The best part is your carpets will stay cleaner longer, so you and your family can continue walking on soft and fluffy carpets day after day. Don't just take my word for it. Zero Res has over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9 rating on Google. They don't run this sale often, so don't wait. Call 770-242-1313 today to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a free hallway for only $109 before it's too late. Use code SALE109 at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Anything better when the temperatures drop and it's freezing outside and you're nice and toasty inside? I can't wait. Hey, it's Mark Arum, back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing furnace offer going on right now. $59.99 a month. That's it for any size furnace. And ask about their clean air upgrades. Stay warm and toasty with my friends at Reliable Air. Schedule your free consultation today by visiting ReliableAir.com. That's ReliableAir.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. Many of these animals are rescued from desolate conditions. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. They help ensure that pets have a safe, warm shelter during times of need, especially during natural disasters. But pets need forever homes too. Adopting a shelter pet enriches the lives of one's family and allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work, including their efforts to rescue animals in need, certify the humane treatment of farm animals, help ensure the safety of animals on the silver screen, and protect our planet's amazing endangered species at AmericanHumane.org.
Hey, get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value, and that's without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the entire hassle, get an all-cash offer, and close within days. That means no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. Just go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and then you can start packing.
10:18 on the Mark Arum Show. Checking I-75 Cobb County live with the latest. Ashley Frasca.
Thankfully, no big delays, but just look out for a car stalled in the far right lane as you're traveling 75 south at I-285, that low ramp there. And finally, the exit ramp back open in Norcross, 85 south to Pleasantdale. But that big rig crash all morning, that is the cause for the delays beginning all the way back to Highway 316. And it looks like a new crash we're picking up on 285 westbound around Jonesboro Road. Traffic brought to you by Whole Foods Market, where it's citrus season. Get Decapon citrus for $3.49 a pound with Prime through January 28th while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This guy went around giving everybody pardons. And the funny thing, maybe the sad thing, is he didn't give himself a pardon.
President Trump yesterday in a wide-ranging interview with Sean Hannity. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show as we continue our coverage of day 4 of the second Trump presidency. Joining us live from the Pentagon, covering the Pentagon for CBS News, it's Eleanor Watson. Eleanor, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
There's been a lot of headlines through these first 4 days. I think the biggest, though, that swath of executive orders that President Trump signed in the Oval Office on the day of inauguration, those executive orders, wide-ranging. What impact, if any, do those executive orders have on the military and specifically reaction from the Pentagon?
Yeah, the most significant one so far is the executive order to beef up the presence on the southern border. The executive order directs the Pentagon to come up with plans to send more federal troops to the southern border for what President Trump calls an invasion at the border. The Pentagon's moved pretty quickly. There's not even a confirmed Secretary of Defense, and already the acting Secretary of Defense is sending about 1,500 troops to San Diego and El Paso to join the 2,500 already there. These troops won't be acting as law enforcement, but they'll be supporting the CBP, Customs and Border Protection, with enforcing immigration laws. Yesterday, officials at the Pentagon said that that's just the start, this first 1,500, and that there could be more waves down to the border soon.
Eleanor, logistically, what do the folks in San Diego, El Paso do with 1,500 extra troops? Are they housed on military bases? They have to get hotel rooms? Do we know how that's going to work ground level?
We're still figuring out those details. Broadly, there's already infrastructure in place. These are additional troops, and so the troops that are already there have been staying at bases, been housed, and I think these 1,500 initially will join those. Now, what remains to be seen is what the extra 1,500 will do that's different than the ones that are already there. The ones that are already there have been largely helping with administrative tasks, so like data entry, transportation, helping some of the CBP folks, warehouse logistics. And so as of now, these 1,500 will be adding to that support, and we'll see if the next few waves they take on any additional roles.
In the meantime, Eleanor, we're awaiting Senate confirmation for cabinet appointees. Obviously, the biggest name or possible battle on Capitol Hill is going to be Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Until that confirmation gets finished, who is in charge? Who is the defense secretary? Is there an acting person? What's it like inside the Pentagon right now as we transfer from administration to administration?
Everyone's still kind of finding their offices. The current acting Secretary of Defense is a man named Robert Salesses. He's the Deputy Director of the Washington Headquarters Services, so largely an administrative service, but he was transferred authorities on Monday from Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, and we're awaiting Pete Hegseth to be confirmed today. Looking likely that will happen, but we'll see. There's still some senators who have not voiced whether or not they will support him, and he can only afford to lose 3 Republicans if he wants to get confirmed. The other officials at the Pentagon are largely acting right now. The biggest one we're waiting for is Secretary of Defense, and then after that you'll get Secretary of the Army, Secretary of the Navy, the different services who will fill those lineups. But as I said, the Pentagon's not waiting to move forward on President Trump's executive orders. President Trump has made it pretty clear that he wants to focus on immigration, and the Pentagon has heeded that call.
Are we weakened at all, Eleanor, the fact that we don't have these folks confirmed yet, or is there enough infrastructure inside the Pentagon that everything's okay until we get these confirmations done?
The thing about the Pentagon is there's civilian and military control, and so the civilian appointees are what we're waiting for and nominations are what we're waiting for to get confirmed. The military infrastructure stays the same. So the folks heading U.S. Northern Command, which protects the United States, the folks heading U.S. Central Command, which is in charge of operations in the Middle East, those are all still in place. And so while you wait for a Secretary of Defense, the rest of the building kind of keeps moving along.
So there's no slowdown, no hiccup or anything like that. You mentioned Secretary Austin. Will he be, whomever gets confirmed by the Senate for the next Secretary of Defense, will there be discussions between Secretary Austin and the new Secretary of Defense, a meeting and say these are the issues you should be looking at, or is that just not going to happen?
Unlikely to happen from where I sit. Secretary Austin had kind of a ceremonial clap out, which is when everyone lines up in the hallways of the Pentagon and gives him standing there claps and cheers as he leaves the building on his last day at work. And I don't see him coming back. I don't think traditionally there's been a meeting between the two. The infrastructure at the Pentagon is so large that it doesn't necessarily need a former secretary to new secretary discussion on what the issues are.
Eleanor, you mentioned from where you sit. This is not a news angle of the story, but I'm fascinated. You covering the Pentagon for CBS. What's your day-to-day like? What's the process for, here at WSB Radio? I just, hit my badge on the gate and I get buzzed in. What's it like for you to get to work in the Pentagon every day? Yeah, kind of a badge situation. We have Pentagon badges that you get cleared for. You make sure you're not a danger. And then it's not a security clearance per se, but they just kind of do a light check, make sure you're safe to be in the building. And then each day I show up, I tap my badge, the doors open for me, and I walk in and monitor the hallways. I get to walk around, and not everyone will talk to you, but you can kind of get a sense of the day by who's in the hallway, how fast they're walking, if they're stopping to chat. Is kind of the day-to-day, figuring out what's going on. Does the Pentagon provide you with an office or a media room or something like that? Yeah, so we sit, if you see on TV, the Pentagon briefing room, we sit just one hallway away from that. So we have our own phones, internet connection, and then can walk over to the briefing room when officials want to talk to us on camera. Final question, how's the cafeteria at the Pentagon? It's pretty good. There is one cafeteria that's open 24 hours because that need is a necessity at the Pentagon where you have people working around the clock. I think they can upcharge me a little bit because they know that that's the only option I have inside the building. Interesting. I'm fascinated. What a great beat to be on. Eleanor Watson covering the Pentagon for CBS. Eleanor, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. Thank you. We need a cafeteria at WSB, a 24/7 cafeteria. Good stuff. News, weather, and traffic 3 minutes away. Final reminder, 10 a.m. bonus blitz keyword is GIVE, G-I-V-E, GIVE. Enter it in the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash. Good luck.
Are you heading out of town? Barlow Lexus of South Atlanta offers complimentary airport parking for their service guests. Let them care for your Lexus while you travel. Call 1-800-NEW-LEXUS to schedule your service appointment and utilize their airport parking concierge service.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
It's just not normal, friends. The pain caused from chronic joint pain day after day. But some of you have dealt with that pain for so long, it's become your new normal. Short-term fixes not working. Make the decision now to say, no, not going to live with that. It's Mark Arum back with you. Get moving again in 2025 with help from my friends at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, joint preservation. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine, using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. I want you to call QC Kinetics right now for a free consultation. Deal with joint pain now so you can make the most of the new year. Call QC Kinetics, friends, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. This is new this half hour. A father and a son are dead after a murder-suicide in Forsyth County. Sheriff's investigators tell us the ex-wife, a 46-year-old Anthony Gennaro, found his body at the home on Jefferson Place Wednesday morning when he didn't show up at work. She told deputies she suspected their 24-year-old son might be involved. Their son, Anthony Perchetti, was found dead a short time later in the woods off North Druid Hills Road in DeKalb County with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Deputies think the father and son had a fight before the killing. The investigation is continuing this morning. All right, your weather for today, partly to mostly cloudy, but still cold. Afternoon highs 42, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. DeKalb County firefighters are investigating a blaze that investigators are calling arson. This was at the Bramley Park Townhome Complex off Applin Place. DeKalb Fire Captain Jason Daniel says damage is limited to the enclosed garage attached to that townhome there.
Luckily, there were no injuries. The family actually is not going to be displaced either. Our crews made a good stop on the progress of the fire and was able to save the remainder of the home.
No word yet on who may be responsible. This afternoon, Agnes Scott College will host a donation drive to collect essential items for the homeless.
The event by Aramark and the Decatur alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity will be at the Lower Evans building on the campus in Decatur. Corey Wilson says they are looking for a host of items.
Blanket, deodorant, toothpaste, bars of soap, hand sanitizer, disposable razors, rain ponchos, sleeping bag, and tent.
Collected items will go to Lady T Ministries, which strives to provide everyone with the basic necessities of life. Donations can be dropped off from 3 to 5 p.m. at 141 East College Avenue. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, we have a reminder for commuters. Today is the last day that you can update information on your Peach Pass on the website there or the app before it goes dark for program updates. It'll be offline from tomorrow through next Wednesday. Customer service and retail locations will also be closed. The state will relaunch the site and the app next Thursday. The updates were put off last month to prevent problems during the busy holiday travel rush. So again, today is the deadline to update your information. Ford is recalling more than 250,000 vehicles because their batteries can fail. Jeff Gilbert has details on that.
A manufacturing issue can lead to sudden failure of the 12-volt batteries on certain 21 through 23 model year Bronco Sports and Mavericks. That could be a significant safety risk if it happens while driving. There are no reports of any fires, accidents, or injuries.
And dealers will inspect and, if necessary, replace the batteries on those vehicles. And the Oscar nominations were announced this morning after being delayed twice by the Los Angeles wildfires. Actor Bowen Yang announcing the nominees for Best Supporting Actor.
Yura Borisov in Anora, Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain, Edward Norton in A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce in The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong in The Apprentice.
And leading the pack with 13 nominations is Emilia Perez, the Netflix musical crime film about transgender identity. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow right now is up 73 at 44,229. NASDAQ is currently down almost 0.5%, and the S&P is down slightly. Let's get a check of the roads. Ashley Frascas in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Good morning. Things should start to move a little bit better, Sabrina, into Norcross with that crash clearing. Big rig crash was there all morning on the 85 South exit ramp to Pleasantdale. We're picking up new trouble as you travel through Ellenwood. A crash on 675 South just before Forest Parkway. That is exit number 5. And a crash in the left lane on the south side perimeter. 285 West past Jonesboro Road. Triple team traffic. 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 42, lows tonight in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 43. Saturday, starting off with temperatures in the low 20s, but warming up to the mid-40s through the afternoon.
29 degrees in Decatur. Doraville has 30, and it's 29 in Douglasville. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our first WSB Dog of the Month, Sherry. She is adorable. She is good-natured. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees, too, for Sherry's new human. WSBRadio.com/dog.
The investigation is still very much ongoing as to a motive.
Sad news out of Nashville yesterday, a school shooting. That is the chief of police of Nashville. We'll update that story. And the first big thing that the Department of Government Efficiency is going to knock out of the way, we'll tell you about it in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
Get quality entrees at Whole Foods Market. Save 20% on no antibiotics ever air-chilled boneless, skinless chicken breasts with Prime through January 28th. Bulk up your salads and bowls with this premium protein. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
10:37 on this chilly Thursday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. Hey, where's my bell? Congrats to Melvinia in Atlanta. She won $1,000 in the 5K day bonus blitz. Congrats, Melvinia. Your next chance to win right after the new news. I will stick around late because I'm that kind of guy, and I'll give you the keyword again at 12:06 after the new news. But Melvinia in Atlanta wins $1,000. On the 5K a day bonus blitz. Coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to check in with Georgia Power, see how many folks is still without power, but I mean, less than last storm. Good stuff there as we continue to thaw out. 31.9 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. Hopefully we'll get rid of all the ice. We talked to Mayor Andre Dickens at the top of the show. The city fared pretty well during the winter weather blast. We talked to the mayor of Athens, same story there. But obviously, a lot of areas, South Georgia, coastal Georgia, central Georgia, really whacked. And I still can't get over it. Boggles my mind that New Orleans got 9 inches of snow. That's just mind-blowing. Record number of inches in New Orleans. Before we get to Doge, I do want to update this. This is sad. I hate to do it. But we had a school shooting yesterday in Nashville. Tennessee school mourning after a teen shot and killed a classmate inside his high school cafeteria Wednesday before turning the weapon on himself. ABC's Alex Perez has the details from Nashville.
Just after 11 a.m., SWAT teams are swarming Antioch High School with nearly 2,000 students inside.
All of a sudden, we was hearing, oh, it's a shooting.
Frantic students barricading themselves in classrooms.
We had tables, desks, chairs.
Family and friends flooded with texts from students inside.
Frantic. I mean, just chaos.
Police say 17-year-old student Solomon Henderson opened fire with a pistol, killing 16-year-old Jocelyn Escalante. Another male student was grazed by a bullet.
Apparently, the suspect who took his own life was live streaming it on something called Kick. Have you ever heard of Kick? It's one of the...
Yeah, I've heard of
Vinny's
Kick,
probably heard of it. Well, it's the only reason I know about it, there's this guy I follow on social media named Bretsky. He's from Boston. He's a gambler, and he live streams his online gambling or whatever. So I've heard of Kick, but Kick took the video down. They, and no shock. Well, first of all, the guy had put out a manifesto on X, like a 300-page manifesto. He wanted to kill 10 people. He had planned to do it later, but whatever, he moved up his timeline. And no surprise, littered with anti-Semitic rantings. But is that our first school shooting of 2025? It might.
So,
I don't know. It might be, but thoughts and prayers to everybody in Nashville, which is a really phenomenal city. That city is growing. Unbelievable growth in Nashville. Have you ever been to Nashville?
I have, yeah. We went for an anniversary one year.
Love that. You, as a music fan, you've got to love Nashville.
Oh, yeah. I've been to Nashville several times. It's a
Yeah.
great city. But it is ridiculously crazy from the first times I've been up there to what it is now.
It is as big as Atlanta's boomed, exponentially. And relatively speaking, Nashville has just, it's such a fun city. And not too long a drive. I mean, it's a long enough drive to be annoying, but not too long where you got to stop halfway. All right, let's update Doge. Department of Government Efficiency. I don't even think I mentioned Vivek Ramaswamy, who's supposed to head it up with Elon Musk. He's out now. He's going to run for governor of Ohio. Governor or senator? Governor?
I think it's governor.
Governor, running for governor of Ohio. Some people were like, did he bag out because he took a bunch of shrapnel on social media defending legal Indian immigrants, saying they were better than, anyway, I don't know. But anyway, he's out. So it's just Musk for now. And, I'm all for it. If they can trim the fat, one of the first initiatives, I'm on board with this. I don't like change, and I really don't like change. What's the Doge department going to tackle, Deborah?
Well, Doge is thinking it's going to be a lot more efficient if the government eliminates the penny, the 1 cent copper penny that I use when I do the auto checkout to get rid of all of them, right? When you self-checkouts.
Oh, do you do that?
I always do change first and get rid of all my.
That.
I'll get rid of all my change, and then whatever's left, I'll pay with leftover. But yeah, he wants to get rid of the penny because 1 penny actually costs 3 cents to make. So we lose money every single year trying to make pennies. Less and less people pay with cash now. And you've been to Europe. There's no penny in Europe, right? The euros are all 5. They go by 5 increments. So it could be done. So they want to get rid of the penny.
And they've been talking about that for years, getting rid of the penny. But no offense to the older folk listening, but boomers have been pushing back on it. Because they can harken back to when the penny would get you a salt lick or whatever.
My mom will still do that. It was 7 cents when I wanted this.
But if it costs 3 cents to make a penny, yeah, absolutely get rid of them. And just round up.
$179 million every year that costs taxpayers just to make pennies.
Yeah. Now there would have to be an adjustment because Lincoln's on the penny, right? We got to throw him on another coin.
Oh, yeah. So do we make a different coin, a 2.5?
I've got a prediction. This is breaking news. You ready? Ready, Longo? I need the breaking news sounder. Here's my prediction. Speaking of coinage.
Where is Hector?
Donald Trump is going to invent the 47-cent coin with his face on it. Right? It's a 47-cent piece. That is eventually going to be in our currency. But anyway, back to Lincoln. Like, you got to honor him on another.
I feel like we could make a 15-cent coin, right? We've got a nickel, a dime, and then it goes all the way up to a quarter. So you could do like a 15 or a 20.
We got a 50-cent piece. I think Kennedy's on that.
Still on the 50-cent piece. We've got Sacagawea dollars,
yeah, we got a bunch.
Susan B. Anthony dollars.
Yeah, we got a bunch of those. I've been for it. Pennies are just annoying.
Except Little Penny over there.
Yeah, our screener, Little Penny. I'll tell you who's going to be impacted by that. The manufacturer that makes the little penny trays at the gas station. Have a penny, leave a penny.
Keep a penny, yeah.
Yeah, they're out of business.
Or the ones where you can, stamp something on them, like at the zoo. You can put a penny in there and then you stamp something.
Squeeze it together, yeah.
That's going out of business. What are you going to put in there?
That's all right. So we're going to lose 11 jobs.
If
we get rid of the penny. I'm all for it.
That's government efficiency.
Yeah, good job, Musk. Make it happen. Does it say how much we'll save? You might have said it just went over my head.
No, it just says how much it costs.
Yeah. I never thought about using my pennies in self-checkout. That's brilliant.
I use all my change at self-checkout first because it'll say cash first. I'm like, all my loose change in there.
I remember when I moved from the old house to the new house, I've just been hoarding change for 20 years in my old house. And I didn't want to roll it up, and I wheeled it all to the Publix on Collier, and it was like an hour. Like, people were standing around watching me.
In the Coinstar?
Yes, in the Coinstar. I think I got like $700 or $800 out of that puppy.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully Clark Howard's not listening. I'm sure he's like, "Why would you pay 20%?
Roll it yourself."
Yeah. Heck no. All right. Yeah. Get rid of the penny, Doge. Social media is active at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Egg prices are soaring again. That's not good. And do you ever have an urge when you walk into hardware stores? And I'm not talking about buying a chainsaw. Apparently, people have an urge to do this when they enter hardware stores. The science behind that urge, next on The Mark Arum Show.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
This is Jill from Roswell, and I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 12.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
on 95.5 WSB.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000. Or visit us at TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
How about a simple New Year's resolution? One where you're guaranteed to succeed. Hey, it's Mark Arum back with you. Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places where it's been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there's no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guaranteed. Simply put, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Did I mention the results can last a lifetime? Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR. See what meeting your resolution could look like at advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. Many of these animals are rescued from desolate conditions. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. They help ensure that pets have a safe, warm shelter during times of need, especially during natural disasters. But pets need forever homes too. Adopting a shelter pet enriches the lives of one's family and allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work, including their efforts to rescue animals in need, certify the humane treatment of farm animals, help ensure the safety of animals on the silver screen, and protect our planet's amazing endangered species at AmericanHumane.org.
You do not want to miss this. Call Zero Res Carpet Cleaning to get 3 rooms of carpet plus a free hallway for only $109. That's right, 3 rooms plus a free hallway for only $109. You only have a few days to take advantage of this sweet deal. Zero Res can bring your carpets back to life with their exclusive cleaning technology. By using ZR water, Zero Res is tough on your carpet stains without using soaps or harsh chemicals. The best part is your carpets will stay cleaner longer, so you and your family can continue walking on soft and fluffy carpets day after day. Don't just take my word for it. Zero Res has over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9 rating on Google. They don't run this sale often, so don't wait. Call 770-242-1313 today to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a free hallway for only $109 before it's too late. Use code SALE109 at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
10:50 on the Mark Arum Show. Still following big delays on I-85 out of Gwinnett County. Live with the latest, Ashley Frasca.
All because of this morning's truck crash, and it has been cleared 85 south on the exit ramp to Pleasantdale, but that's the cause for the brake lights that you are still seeing slow and go traffic coming down from Pleasant Hill. And on the south side, looking at a new crash blocking at least one lane through Ellenwood on 675 south just before Forest Parkway, exit 5. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
In San Francisco.
Tony Bennett's I Left My Heart in San Francisco, recorded 63 years ago today. He passed away recently, right? Didn't Tony? I think I've seen him. I think I saw him in concert. My memory.
You don't remember?
I don't. I think he did a pop-in at a U2 show maybe or something, or I saw him in Vegas. I don't know. I might be dreaming this, but that was, what a long career. Tony Bennett, 63 years ago. So that's the San Francisco song. New York's got New York by Old Blue Eyes, and we've got Welcome to Atlanta by Jermaine Dupri. I'm fine with all three of those.
I'm fine with all of them too, yeah.
There are cities that have songs.
Chicago. My kind of town. Chicago
Boston.
Is Shipping Up to Boston.
Shipping Up to Boston.
That's a great song. Who doesn't like that song?
Did Boston, the band Boston ever do a song about Boston?
Not that I remember.
Boston might have been more Connecticut than Journey, now that I think about it. Boston.
That makes sense.
Ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. Anyway, welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. I want to talk about some more increase in egg prices, but I do want to update a couple of bigger stories first, including the Secretary of State, the new one, the unanimously appointed Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He held his first phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu since President Trump's return to the White House. During the call, Rubio reiterated U.S. support for Israel. CBS News correspondent Rami Anasencio has more from Tel Aviv.
Rubio, newly sworn in, just hot off the heels of Antony Blinken leaving with the Biden administration. And in this call, notably, it was the first head of state that he actually talked to based on the State Department readouts with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. They discussed U.S. support for Israel. No surprise there. Hostages still in Gaza. Also no surprise. And threats from Iran. So really pretty standard diplomacy speak.
So Marco Rubio hitting the ground running as the newly appointed Secretary of State. Let's see what he's going to do. 99-0. Who called that a unanimous vote? I forgot who it was. It might have been me. All right, egg prices soaring again. Obviously, that was one of the things that Donald Trump campaigned on was the incredible prices of eggs and groceries, et cetera. But, Deborah, this isn't it has nothing to do with inflation, right? Is it bird flu that's knocking out the...
It's really bird flu and not being able to have enough eggs. Like chickens make eggs that people can keep up with.
I saw a story, I think it was on Channel 2 yesterday. I think it was Justin Gray, our buddy. One of the poultry plants in North Georgia had to put down 175,000 chickens. Think about that. Because of the bird flu or whatever's going on, they had to put down 175,000. I can't even envision what 175,000 chickens look like.
And how do you do that? Like one at a time, or
I don't know,
all at once? Or
that is a great question. I have no idea. The poultry industry was central in the latest episode of Will Trent, by the way, which aired on Tuesday. Phenomenal show. Absolutely love that show. So, I mean, that egg prices are going to soar because of the bird flu. It's not anything to do with inflation, supply chain. It's just if you kill 175,000 chickens, that's a lot of eggs that are no longer going to be on shelves. All right, this is a story. I can relate to the story, but not in hardware stores. Deborah, I'm going to let you set up the story, lest I stumble over this.
Okay, I'll try to say it as easy as I can. So there's been a trend that people have noticed when they go to a hardware store like an Ace or a Home Depot or a Lowe's or something, and you're getting whatever it is, whether it's something to fix the house or some yard stuff or whatever. People have noticed that they're in there for a couple minutes and all of a sudden they have to use the bathroom. Now, I've never used a bathroom, so I don't know how clean they are in these places. I know there's a lot of contractors coming in and out, so they might be hard to clean. But a lot of men particularly notice when they get into these types of stores, they're going to have to use the bathroom not too long after they enter into the store. And they're just wondering, is that them? Is there a reason for it? And it seems that a doctor says being around that kind of environment, the smell of the dirt
lumber
and all of that has this response in your mind that connects to your gut and makes you want to go to the bathroom.
I first of all, I go to Ace and Home Depot fairly regularly, which might shock a lot of you, including Longoria.
Yes,
but for a good 10 or 20 years, I had a similar urge anytime I went into a grocery store. So not I would walk into Publix, and then 2 minutes in, I'm like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Now, Publix has great clean bathrooms, never an issue, never a problem. But if you've got some other, this used to be, 20 years ago. Like you go to Publix, the bathroom's right there when you walk in. But it used to be you had to walk like through the back door, like Walmart. Sometimes the bathroom.
You got to go in the back where the people are stocking and everything.
You got to go through the stock room, the employee break room, and then that has disappeared for whatever reason. But there was a good 10, 20-year run where I would 3 minutes into a grocery store, and I'd be like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Never at a hardware store. That's interesting. So whatever it is, whatever the smells, I mean, the sense of smell is so powerful, whether it's memories or your body reacting to certain smells. You go to hardware stores a lot.
I do more often than you do, probably. Yeah. I've never had the urge to go to the restroom at Lowe's or Home Depot when I go in.
Who, by the way, who funded this study?
I want to go work for them.
This is actually out of a place in Australia. So they don't have a Home Depot or a Lowe's, but it's the same type of store, but it's called something else. But it was found in Australia.
Yeah, I see studies like that. I'm like, all right, who put it? Because you can't do that for free. Someone had to fund the Why Do Men Poop in Hardware Stores study. At least it wasn't our money, our hard-earned tax money. Although we can pay with pennies now. Let's get rid of them all. All right, Sabrina, stand by with news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, we're going to continue our coverage of the big thaw. John Kraft from Georgia Power joins us live next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Income for a lifetime for you and your family after you've left the workforce. Many retirees harness the power of income investing to give themselves peace of mind and create a consistent income stream from their retirement savings. Income investing uses many different forms of cash flow, including rent, royalties, dividends, distributions, and interest. This is what we focus on here at Capital Investment Advisors. You can find us at yourwealth.com. That's yourwealth.com.
It's just not normal, friends. The pain caused from chronic joint pain day after day. But some of you have dealt with that pain for so long, it's become your new normal. Short-term fixes not working. Make the decision now to say, no, not going to live with that. It's Mark Arum back with you. Get moving again in 2025 with help from my friends at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, joint preservation. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. I want you to call QC Kinetics right now for a free consultation. Deal with joint pain now so you can make the most of the new year. Call QC Kinetics, friends, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
If it's the big story, it's on 2. Channel 2 Action News this morning. I'm Fred Blankenship.
And I'm Lori Wilson. Big stories are always breaking. It may start in the morning, but the impact continues all day.
We're constantly working to bring you fresh information from different perspectives.
This is Developing Live. Our reporters are working to get you all the angles right now.
When it comes to the big story, this is always the place to get ready for your day.
Join us on Channel 2 Action News this morning every day, 4:30 to 7.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by the next generation Xfinity 10G network. We are starting to emerge from the deep freeze and ice the airport suffered during the storm, and new this morning, Atlanta's mayor saying the federal government needs to figure out how to solve recent TSA callouts at Hartsfield-Jackson.
TSA callouts Wednesday morning left the airport's lower north checkpoint closed for hours and pushed wait times for the other checkpoints as high as 90 minutes. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens tells WSB it's a big problem.
This is all because of TSA not being able to either incentivize their employees to come to work or de-incentivize to stop doing this kind of call out.
He says 150 workers called out yesterday because of the snow and ice. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so your weather for today, partly to mostly cloudy, still cold though, afternoon highs 42, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. A busy morning as DeKalb fire crews scrambled to contain fires at 2 different homes.
Crews dispatched to a home on Reveille Drive in Gresham Park arrived to flames coming from a carport. DeKalb Fire Captain Jason Daniel says residents, including 2 dogs, are safe. However,
several family birds were found deceased inside of the structure.
The cause of that fire is under investigation, but another fire in Brookhaven appears to be a case of arson. Daniel says that originated in a garage of a townhome at Appleton Place.
Our crews made a good stop on the progress of the fire and was able to save the remainder of the home.
There are no injuries, and the family will not be displaced. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Forsyth County. It's a father and a son. Anthony Gennaro was found dead by his wife at their home on Jefferson Place yesterday. She told police that their 24-year-old son may be involved. His body was found a short time later in some woods off North Druid Hills Road in DeKalb County. Police say he appears to have shot himself. A doctor who operates pain management clinics in Atlanta and Blue Ridge reaches a settlement with the feds over medical fraud allegations.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says Dr. Kamal Kabakibu and the Center for Pain Management will jointly pay $3.5 million to the U.S. government. It's over allegations they billed for medically unnecessary testing. The practice is also accused of pre-signing opioid prescriptions dispensed by a nurse practitioner while the doctor was out of the country. The DEA will regularly monitor the doctor and center for 5 years, in addition to an annual claims review by an independent independent review organization. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Here's a story that might surprise you. iPhones with TikTok installed are listed for thousands of dollars on eBay.
After a brief ban in the U.S., those who deleted or never downloaded TikTok have been left in the dark since it's not available on Apple and Google App stores in the U.S. Some iPhone owners who've kept TikTok downloaded are now selling their used or brand new phones. One eBay user in Florida listed an iPhone 15 Pro Max with TikTok for $10,000, her best offer. Other phones with TikTok installed are listed between $500 and $25,000. I'm Michael Kastner.
All right, so how much do you have saved in case of an emergency? A new Bankrate survey this morning finds fewer than half of all Americans say that they could pay for a $1,000 emergency expense from their savings account. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says 1 of 4 say that they would rely on a credit card to pay a large unexpected expense.
So all this indicates that Americans have less in the way of savings resources for the inevitable emergency or sudden expense that will arise in our everyday lives.
He says a majority of Americans say that they are currently living paycheck to paycheck. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's up 198 at 44,353. So the Dow's up almost 0.5%. NASDAQ's down slightly, and the S&P is currently in the green. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams.
Good morning, Sabrina. Right now, watching more trouble in Gwinnett County. This time, it's a stalled Big Rig, I-85 southbound, just before Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Police and Hero in the left center lane there, adding to the delays, leaving Highway 316. You can use Beaufort Highway. And a crash, it's in the left lane. Should be in the clearing stages, 675 south approaching Ellenwood, exit 5. You're slow back toward Anvil Block Road. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, high 42. Cold for tonight as temperatures fall into the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 43. Saturday, sunshine, morning low 23, afternoon high 46.
It is 31 degrees in Sandy Springs, Marietta, and Loganville. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I run this town to be near you.
11:04 on this hopefully thawing out Thursday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Aram and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from now, Deborah Green pulling tickets out of her hat. 2 tickets to see Willie Nelson. Your chance to win there. And in an hour, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz. Chance for you to win $1,000 courtesy of WSB Radio. 10 o'clock hour, Melvinia from Atlanta won $1,000. Your next chance coming up in exactly 1 hour. Any moment now, President Trump is going to address world leaders in Davos. He's not there. It'll be a virtual meeting or speech. I'll try to dip into that if we have access to it. In the meantime, let's continue our coverage of the big thaw. We heard earlier in the show from Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens. Joining us live now from Georgia Power, our buddy John Kraft. John, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, Mark. Doing well. I like that thawing out Thursday. We could use that in some of these areas that we're still working in.
Indeed. So we're kind of in our metro Atlanta, North Georgia bubble here, but I know this snowstorm really severely impacted South Georgia, Middle Georgia, and Coastal Georgia. Currently, according to Georgia Power's calculations, how many Georgians are without power?
I think we're just about at the 10,000 mark, and about 9,000 of those are in Glenn County, which, of course, where Brunswick, Jekyll Island, St. Simons are. So it's very concentrated in Glenn County, with some scattered outages still up and down the coast as well.
So 10,000 statewide and 9,000 in one county. That's a number's a lot lower than I expected.
Well, we made good progress, and it was just a matter of where the complexity of this storm, at first in knowing where it was going to send down what particular type of winter precipitation. So they got some freezing rain down there along the coast along with the snow, and then, of course, that freezing rain is the worst formula for tree limbs on power lines. So that's what we saw the most of down there. Some scattered outages around elsewhere, but those have been pretty quickly addressed.
Now, this is our second winter event of the year already. How did the power situation compare from this event to the one we had a week and a half ago?
Yeah, good question. So that one, of course, was further north, impacts up here more in Metro. We weathered the snow event pretty well. If you recall last week or the week before, it's all merging together now, right?
Same.
And it wasn't until those temperatures dropped and that precipitation started freezing on branches that night that we started to see outages around the metro and other areas across the state. But again, our crews went to work like they always do. Our sister companies sent some help, and our outside mutual assistance network, everybody just pulls together, and really we had almost everyone restored within the next day.
Fantastic news. John Kraft, Georgia Power. John, thanks for your time. Keep up the great work. Keep us posted on the power outages. Let's go live now. President Trump addressing world leaders at Davos Economic Forum.
Less than a revolution of common sense. Our country will soon be stronger, wealthier, and more united than ever before, and the entire planet will be more peaceful and prosperous as a result of this incredible momentum and what we're doing and going to do. My administration is acting with unprecedented speed to fix the disasters we've inherited from a totally inept group of people and to solve every single crisis facing our country. This begins with confronting the economic chaos caused by the failed policies of the last administration. Over the past 4 years, our government racked up $8 trillion in wasteful deficit spending and inflicted nation-wrecking energy restrictions, crippling regulations, and hidden taxes like never before. The result is the worst inflation crisis in modern history and sky-high interest rates for our citizens and even throughout the world. Food prices and the price of almost every other thing known to mankind went through the roof. President Biden totally lost control of what was going on in our country, but in particular with our high inflation economy and at our border. Because of these ruinous policies, total government spending this year is $1.5 trillion higher than was projected to occur when I left office just 4 years ago. Likewise, the cost of servicing the debt is more than 230% higher than was projected in 2020. The inflation rate we are inheriting remains 50% higher than the historic target. It was the highest inflation probably in the history of our country. That's why from the moment I took office, I've taken rapid action to reverse each and every one of these radical left policies that created this calamity, in particular with immigration, crime, and inflation. On day one, I signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal to defeat inflation and reduce the cost of daily life. I imposed a federal hiring freeze, a federal regulation freeze, a foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam. Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it. Not only will this reduce the cost of virtually all goods and services, it'll make the United States a manufacturing superpower and the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration has also begun the largest deregulation campaign in history, far exceeding even the record-setting efforts of my last term. In total, the Biden administration imposed $50,000 in additional regulatory costs on the average American household over the last 4 years. I have promised to eliminate 10 old regulations for every new regulation, which will soon put many thousands of dollars back in the pockets of American families. To further unleash our economy, our majorities in the House and Senate, which we also took along with the presidency, are going to pass the largest tax cut in American history, including massive tax cuts for workers and family, and big tax cuts for domestic producers and manufacturers. And we're working with the Democrats on getting an extension of the original Trump tax cuts, as you probably know, by just reading any paper. My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America, and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury to strengthen our economy and pay down debt. Under the Trump administration, there will be no better place on earth to create jobs, build factories, or grow a company than right here in the good old USA. Already Americans' economic, you can see this, I think, maybe even in your wonderful, wonderful room that you're all gathered together, so many of my friends, but Americans, the economic confidence is soaring like we haven't seen in many, many decades, maybe not at all. Upon my election, it was just announced that small business optimism skyrocketed by 41 points.
All right, that's President Trump addressing virtually the Davos Economic Forum, I believe, in Switzerland. He is at the White House in front of a podium, but he is not at the Davos Economic Forum. But we'll continue to monitor that. We'll update when we come back. It's the Mark Arum Show, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
we do have areas here in the metro region that got relatively hit hard by a burst of snow.
we're at our best.
Steve Reynolds Boulevard, several cars being abandoned because of the ice.
Tune in often for the latest.
An FAA ground delay has been issued for Hartsfield-Jackson with an average delay of 81 minutes.
95.5 WSB, your severe weather station.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, Bike Shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
If the last few years have taught us one thing as we head into another year, it's to value the things we can control. Hey, it's Mark Arum back with you. Addressing hair loss, no exception. Our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration can reverse years or even decades of hair loss with their simple one-day treatment. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and your new hair guaranteed to grow for life. It works for bald spots, receding hairlines, thinning, men, women, younger, wiser. Advanced Hair's top-rated physicians have changed tens of thousands of lives, and now it's your turn. Schedule your free consultation by calling 470-660-HAIR, and to celebrate the new year, get special financing, 250 free hair grafts, and $250 off. Value the things you can control and start regrowing your own natural hair today. That's 470-660-HAIR, or discover what meeting your resolution could look like with before and afters at advancedhair.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Hey, Belinda here, and I have Barry Petrie, Director of Virtual Imaging. Barry has a very interesting testimonial I want him to share with our listeners. Barry, tell us your story.
Belinda, I'm 55. I'm in good shape. I work out every day and took this job about a year ago. Unfortunately, I started having some symptoms about 3 or 4 months ago, so I decided to scan myself. Learned that I had a very high calcium score, and especially most of that was in my LAD, which you know is the Widowmaker. Long story short, I had my first stent put in about 6 weeks ago at Northside, and I feel great. I did not realize that I had lost a gear, and I've got that gear back. And I would have been one of those people that probably would have dropped dead looking perfectly healthy at 60 if I had not taken this role and did that scan.
Oh, wow. Folks, that story hits home. What are you waiting for? Go to Virtual Imaging and get a complimentary heart scan with few minimum requirements for you and your spouse. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or visit virtualimagingatl.com.
11:19 on the Mark Arum Show. Let's go to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Say hello and good morning to Alex Williams.
Hey, Mark, got some better news in Gwinnett County. Earlier stalled big rig, 85 South, Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99, was in the center lane. That has since cleared. Still going to stay slow out of Duluth until that can recover. And a crash all gone. So are the delays on the south side, 675 South getting through Ellenwood, exit 5. Traffic brought to you by the Atlanta Camping and RV Show. It's the 50th year, Georgia's largest showcase of new campers, travel trailers, and motorhomes. 4 days to shop, Thursday through Sunday, the 23rd through the 26th. Atlanta Expo Center, AtlantaRVShow.com. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
11:20 in the Mark Arum Show. Coming up after the news at 11:35, Deborah's going to give away a pair of tickets to see the legend Willie Nelson. Right after the new news, I'm going to give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus splits. Another chance for you to win $1,000. Melvinia from Atlanta won $1,000 during the 10 o'clock hour. Let's go back live to the Davos Economic Forum. President Trump still addressing the world leaders there.
Turned out through a stroke of luck, or whatever you might call it, that I'm going to be president during the World Cup and the Olympics and the 250th anniversary. So that's going to be 3 big events. And we've accomplished more in less than 4 days. We have really been working 4 days than other administrations have accomplished in 4 years. And we're just getting started. It's really an amazing thing to see, and the spirit and the light over our country has been incredible. Under the last administration, our nation has suffered greatly, but we're going to bring it back and make it greater, bigger, stronger, better than ever before. I want to thank everybody for being with you. I would have been there myself, except the inauguration was 2 days ago. I thought it might be a little bit quick to make it the first stop. But we'll get there one day. We hope to get there. But I do appreciate, I heard the audience is fantastic, and many of my friends are in the audience. And I will be taking questions now from some very distinguished people. Thank you all very much.
Let's hear some questions. President Trump getting a applause at the Davos Economic Forum.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that very powerful speech. And I think you could hear the applause all the way from Davos to the White House. But next year it will be even better, because then you can get the applause here in Davos. So we wish you welcome to our village next year. We hope to see you.
Thank you very much.
So we also know, Mr. President, that you open up for interaction here. We have a great panel with some of the most distinguished business people in the world. Let me start with someone that you know really well, that I think is almost a neighbor of you in Florida. Mr. Steve Schwartzman, Chairman, CEO, and co-founder of Blackstone Group. So, Steve, floor is yours.
Well, Mr. President, I'm sure the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia will be really glad you gave this speech today. You've had the busiest 4 days that anybody can imagine, and congratulations for that. My question is about some of the things I've observed here at Davos. It's a terrific forum. I've met lots of people, as usual. I think I've been here 30 years. And a lot of the European business people have expressed enormous frustration with the regulatory regime in the EU, and they attribute slower growth rates here because of the numerous factors, but especially because of regulations. And you've taken
Please
a
get to the
completely
question, sir.
different approach in this area. And if you could explain the theory of what you're doing, how you're going to do it, and what you expect the outcome to be, I'd appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, and congratulations, Steve. You're a friend of mine, but on a great career. You have had an amazing career, and it continues. I just want to congratulate you. Very inspirational to a lot of people. I want to talk about the EU, because you mentioned specifically that I've also had a lot of friends and leaders of countries. I've gotten to know them all my first term and a little bit during this period of 4 years, and know them well, like them a lot, but they're very frustrated because of the time everything seems to take to get approved, environmental impact statements for things that you shouldn't even have to do that, and many, many other ways that it takes. And I'm going to give you a quick little example. In the private life, my beautiful private life, before I had all these things happening, the world is a little different. I had a nice, simple life. You knew that. But when I had that simple life, I did projects. And I had a big project in Ireland. And it had to get approval on something that would have made it even better. And I got the approval from Ireland in a period of a week. And it was a very, very, very efficient, good approval. And they informed me, though, the problem is you're going to have to get it from the EU, and we think that'll take 5 to 6 years. And I said, you have to be kidding. And this was before politics. And I said, wait a minute, it's not that important. I don't want to go 5 or 6 years, but it would have been a big investment. It would have been nice, and it would have been good for the project. And I sent the people to the EU to see if they could speed it up, and basically it was a 5 or 6 year wait just to get a simple approval that Ireland gave me in a period of literally not much more than a week.
All right, President Trump
And I
taking questions at the Davos Economic Forum. We'll continue to monitor that. Not sure how long he's going to take questions, but when we go back after news, weather, and traffic, if he's still taking questions, we'll rejoin that. Again, he's appearing virtually from the White House at the Davos Economic Forum in front of world leaders in Switzerland. We'll be right back. It's the Mark Arum Show, 95.5 WSB.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler, and it's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning, because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouthwatering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 2-liter bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties are just $1.49 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219. 800-303-1219.
Ready to upgrade your drive? Butler Lexus of South Atlanta has incredible offers on new and pre-owned Lexus vehicles. With complimentary rentals and service perks, your experience will be second to none. Don't miss out. Schedule a test drive by calling 1-800-NEW-LEXUS.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. Atlanta's mayor taking aim at the TSA this morning after major security delays yesterday morning at the Atlanta airport. Andre Dickens telling WSB that dozens of workers called out because of the ice and snow.
150 individuals decided not to show up for work yesterday morning, which meant that Atlanta Airport only had 23 gates out of 57.
The Lower North checkpoint was closed for hours, while the rest of the checkpoints all reached waits of more than an hour at points. The mayor says that he wrote a letter to the federal government last month hoping to find a solution to what he calls frequent TSA callouts. All right, your weather for today looking a little better, partly to mostly cloudy. We're going to get up to 42 degrees this afternoon, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. And this bitter cold stretch is especially hard on the homeless, but today there's an opportunity to lend a helping hand.
Members of the Decatur alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity will be collecting donations this afternoon. Corey Wilson says you can provide life essentials like blankets, coats, ponchos, and toiletries.
We're going to be collecting from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Laura Evans, the cafeteria on Agnes Scott College in downtown Decatur.
The address is 141 East College Avenue. The event supported by Aramark on behalf of Lady T's Homeless Ministries. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, this is new at 11:30. Gwinnett County Police tell us they've made an arrest in a more than 4-year-old cold case homicide. 50-year-old Carmen Hunt is charged in the July 2019 murder of 61-year-old Ray Neal of Lawrenceville. Investigators began to re-examine the case when a family member of the victim came forward to say that she believed that Hunt was the person who killed Neal. Hunt is now charged with felony murder and aggravated assault. She was already in jail for stabbing incident in 2022. Family members and a series of community organizations are set to rally today outside Atlanta City Hall after the death of a homeless man during the clearing of an encampment. Cornelius Taylor killed in what a public works official calls a tragic accident. Those organizing today's rally claim that Taylor was crushed by a public works truck while sleeping in a tent near the King Center. That rally is happening at 1 o'clock this afternoon, just before the Atlanta City Council meets. That's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The Pentagon says 1,500 active duty troops are now headed to the southern border to help secure it. Defense analyst Mick Mulroy on their likely role there.
They can support law enforcement, so they can do things like intelligence and surveillance when it comes to border crossing locations and where populations are trying to enter.
And the deployment is part of President Trump's executive action to declare a national emergency at the southern border. Ford is recalling more than 250,000 vehicles because their batteries can fail. Jeff Gilbert has details.
A manufacturing issue can lead to sudden failure of the 12-volt batteries on certain 21 through 23 model year Bronco Sports and Mavericks. That could be a significant safety risk if it happens while driving. There are no reports of any fires, accidents, or injuries.
And dealers will inspect and, if necessary, replace those batteries on the vehicles. Slightly more Americans applied for jobless benefits last week, but continuing claims rise to the highest level since 2021. In the week that just ended, 223,000 first-time jobless claims were filed, about 2,000 more than analysts had been expecting. As we take a look at the markets, the Dow's currently up 241 at 44,399. So the Dow is currently up more than 0.5%. NASDAQ is down slightly, and the S&P's in the green. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams. This traffic report brought to you by American Crawl Space Solutions.
Hey, Sabrina, we're all about recovery mode, and that's what's happening in Gwinnett County. 85 southbound starting to improve, leaving Highway 316, passing Beaver Ruin Road in the Duluth area. Earlier trouble spots around Jimmy Carter and then further south at Pleasantdale Road have all cleared up. Seeing some brake lights on the west side outer loop, 285 southbound slowing just before and after Hollowell Parkway and I-20 eastbound. We'll call it sluggish on the west side from Riverside Parkway over to I-285, the west side perimeter. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly to mostly cloudy today, high 42, lows tonight in the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 43. Saturday, starting off with temperatures in the low 20s, but warming up to the mid-40s through the afternoon.
It's 31 degrees in Woodstock and Smyrna. Brookhaven has 33. We'll have more news at noon, breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news.
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
That is awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
This is Jill from Roswell, and I just won $1,000.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 12.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Different shape, but coal is very strong as a backup. It's a great backup.
Listening live as President Trump takes questions at the Davos Economic Forum. We'll revisit that, and Deborah's got tickets to see Willie Nelson to give away. Straight ahead on The Mark Arum Show.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health, and I think it's real important to talk about what is most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put this off. I've done it. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-7226. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. Many of these animals are rescued from desolate conditions. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. They help ensure that pets have a safe, warm shelter during times of need, especially during natural disasters. But pets need forever homes too. Adopting a shelter pet enriches the lives of one's family and allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work, including their efforts to rescue animals in need, certify the humane treatment of farm animals, help ensure the safety of animals on the silver screen, and protect our planet's amazing endangered species at AmericanHumane.org.
He packed in the animals 2 by 2, ox, a camel, and a kangaroo.
Good news on this Thursday thaw, up to 34 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will continuously monitor the forecast. Hopefully we can stay above freezing to get some melting going on. We're going to go back live to the Davos Economic Forum in just a second. President Trump still taking questions virtually from the world leaders there. But we have some amazing tickets to give away, Deborah Green.
We do have amazing tickets. How about tickets to see Willie Nelson at the Atrium Health Amphitheater in Macon on April 13th? Possibly you'll see an Erickson.
Oh, really?
I have no idea.
Is he the opening act?
Maybe.
Erickson playing the harmonica?
How great would that be?
Oh, I want
spoons, washboard.
I'm picturing Erickson as the lead singer of Blues Traveler right now, playing the harmonica. Wow. No, I mean,
that's a harsh thing to say when you
he's
think about John Popper.
No, he's lost a lot of weight. He looks great now.
Okay.
Anyway, let's do Sweet Pea's going to take the 22nd caller. Oh, Little Penny. Sorry, Little Penny, Vinny Bag of Donuts, Vinny Drips. 22nd caller to 404-872-0750. 22nd caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Willie Nelson, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show. And don't forget, coming up in 30 minutes, I'm going to give you a keyword to your chance to win $1,000 in the 5K day bonus splits, just like Malvania did in Atlanta in the 10 o'clock hour. All right, quickly, Longoria, if you don't mind, let's go back to the Davos Economic Forum. President Trump still answering questions.
Mr. President, I'll say that your friend Gianni said hello, told me to tell you hello, and we look forward to sponsoring the World Cup when it comes both this summer for the club and next year. So thank you for getting that for the United States.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll now go to Anna Butin. She's the executive chairman of Banco Santander, one of the big European banks, and also in the U.S. So, Anna.
Mr. President, congratulations on a historic victory. I believe you don't know me as well as my fellow panelists, so a few words. Santander is one of the largest banks in the world by number of customers, 170 million. That's more than my friend Brian or my friend Jamie have. And those...
All right, we'll monitor that. We'll see if, I mean, listen, you know this is my favorite President Trump, is when he is taking questions. Now, these are not journalists, these are world leaders, so I don't know if these are all layups or not, but certainly interesting. That's Anna Patricia Bolton, the chairman of the Santander Group. I have no idea what that is. No idea what that is. I do want to take this opportunity. By the way, I forgot, and President Trump mentioned this, that he's going to be president not only during the World Cup, but we have America's 250th birthday next year. What are we going to do here at the station for that? We got to do something big.
Oh, it is next year. Wow, yeah.
Hannity Freedom concert again? You guys weren't around when we had those.
No,
Lily wants to go back to D.C. She's like, we're going to go back to D.C. on that. I was like, I don't know about that. It's going to be
That
crazy.
sounds crazy at
yeah,
that
I was
time.
like, this is going to be
So in 76, it was the bicentennial. What are they, bicentennial? And what's the term for the 250th? That's a big deal. I totally forgot that. That's coming up next year. We got to do something big for that. I mean, really big. That's amazing. This great American experiment.
Semi-quincentennial.
That's hard to say.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't
We
roll.
got to come some
250.
Yeah, 250.
250. All right, so we're monitoring the Trump thing. I want to play this. This was an awesome interview on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler. He had on Representative Mike Collins. Let's listen into the interview from this morning.
Well, Atlanta's Morning News continues with WSB In Depth. Now we're talking live with Republican Congressman Mike Collins of Georgia, who sponsored the Lake and Riley Act, which, as we've told you, is on its way now for President Trump's signature. And, sir, congratulations, certainly not the right word under the circumstances, but this must be gratifying for you. This case has had such resonance here in Georgia.
Well, it is. I appreciate you having me on. It's a bittersweet day for a young lady that was heinously murdered and just minding her own business. You know, had her whole life planned out to career to save lives. That's all she wanted to do, and for us to be able to have a bill with her name on it that'll live in history now forever, and this bill will help save lives. I think is probably the least we can do because, Chris, the whole system failed Laken Riley. From the time they let this criminal thug into our country to them not picking him up as he just promoted and continued his criminal activity in New York and even in Athens, Georgia.
Your effort with this started well before, of course, the second Trump administration began. That was just this week. But the passage this week comes amid this much larger crackdown on illegals the president has announced and the public, pro and con over it. Is there anything that you've heard that the president wants done that's giving you any pause?
No, nothing. And I think people up here, including a lot of in the Democrat Party, have figured out that man had got a mandate. He's president of the United States, and more people voted for him than anybody ever. And he told the American people what he was going to do on the campaign trail every day, all day. And he even reiterated that in his inaugural address on Monday, which I was glad to hear. And he's going to deliver on that. And that's what the American people are demanding. And so, no, I'm with him 100%. Let's rock and roll with this.
I know you've been staunchly critical of the January 6th prosecution, so I want to ask you about the pardons this week. I want to make absolutely sure, though, I have not misinterpreted something that you tweeted a couple of weeks ago. You acknowledged that police officers, law enforcers were assaulted on that day. And then secondly, do you support the pardon of people who were convicted of assaulting law enforcers?
What has happened is the people that were convicted of breaking the law, they have been cited, they have been on to court, and they have been sentenced or charged or however they have had to pay the price. But what else has happened is a lot of people were prosecuted based on a weaponized DOJ. It was just politically motivated. And those people did not deserve what they got. And that's the people that President Trump has pardoned. And we have said that, and I have no problem saying that. There has been a lot of weaponization, not just the DOJ, but the entire federal agencies up here through the Biden administration. And I think when President Trump starts putting exactly what happened out so that the American people can see it, and he's all for letting people know exactly what's going on up here and being transparent, I think the American people are going to see and realize just how bad this has been for the past 4 years.
All right, Congressman Mike Collins, we appreciate your time. I know it's early and you are busy, so we very much appreciate you coming on.
Well, Chris, I appreciate what y'all have done to help keep Laken Riley in the news. That's been a huge effort. When our team and I talked about what we were going to put out there and talk to the family, we all made the decision that whatever we did, we were going to make sure that Laken Riley's name stayed in the news until we got this done. And we have just worn the path out, making sure that whatever happens, that this doesn't happen to another family in this country. And that's all that Laken's family asked for. If we could do that, then they would be happy. We've delivered on that. This is a good piece of solid common sense law enforcement legislation, and it's headed to the president's desk. We look forward to him signing it, and we'll keep plugging along up here with an America First agenda.
Representative Mike Collins this morning with Chris Chandler on Atlanta's Morning News. Really good in-depth interview there. Hey, congrats to Brian and Griffin. Won a pair of tickets to see Willie Nelson, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show. We'll give away another pair tomorrow. And coming up after the new news, I'm going to give you another keyword in the 5K day bonus splits, your chance to win $1,000. When we come back, though, I am going to give my fellow Gen Xers an audio gift that you didn't see coming and you probably forgot all about. Stay tuned. It's amazing. Next on the Mark Arum Show.
When you need to know.
This story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
from your source for news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
Roof. Hey, it's Rufus the dog for Finley Roofing. You know Rufus. You see him on Finley Roofing trucks and billboards all over the metro area. I'm famous. Finley will come to your house and give your roof a thorough roof analysis for free. No obligation. Free. No charge. Any questions? Who's a good boy? Me. Rufus, get your nose out of there. Roof. Finley Roofing. See him on the web at finleyroofing.com. Roof.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. Many of these animals are rescued from desolate conditions. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals for more than 140 years. They help ensure that pets have a safe, warm shelter during times of need, especially during natural disasters. But pets need forever homes too. Adopting a shelter pet enriches the lives of one's family and allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work, including their efforts to rescue animals in need, certify the humane treatment of farm animals, help ensure the safety of animals on the silver screen, and protect our planet's amazing endangered species at AmericanHumane.org.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Planning to propose this Valentine's Day? Shane Company has your back. Our easy process to create your dream engagement ring is rock solid. 1. Pick your ring setting. 2. Choose your center stone. 3. Personalize it. With our wide selection of beautiful settings and hand-picked diamonds and gemstones, all at competitive prices, your ring will be as unique as your love story. We'll hand-set your ring in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store and protect it with our free lifetime warranty. Walk in with a dream, walk out with the ring that will take their breath away. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
11:51 on the Mark Arum Show, checking trouble in downtown Atlanta. Live with the latest, Alex Williams.
Just found this one on the Jam Cam. Mark crash. Looks like a tractor trailer. Several other vehicles are involved. Just one Atlanta police officer on scene with this. At least a right lane. I think a couple of right lanes are going to be taken out with this. 7585 southbound Freedom Parkway, exit 248. That's going to stack up the ride out of Midtown. You can think about Northside Drive or Peachtree as alternates. And we're seeing delays on the west side outer loop, 285 southbound. On and off the brakes, leaving South Cobb Drive down to I-20, the West Freeway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Most of the people were absolutely innocent. Okay, but forgetting all about that, these people have served horribly a long time. Some of those people with the police, true, but they were very minor incidents.
President Trump last night with an extended interview on Fox News with Sean Hannity. The president has just wrapped up his address and answering of questions to the Davos folks at the Economic Forum in Switzerland. He's wrapped up. Our news team is gathering audio for that, and we'll update it throughout the day. And I'm sure Eric Erickson is going to be discussing that when he joins us from noon to 3. Is Eric back in his studio, do we know? Or is he still at home, still snowed in, iced in?
I have no idea.
Just him and his harmonica?
Yeah, him
playing the blues? All right, so listen. I'm going to play you, if you're a Gen Xer like me and Deborah and Longoria, I'm giving you a gift right now. I'm going to play some audio you haven't heard in 30 years. Haven't even thought about in 30 years. Didn't even, probably forgot it existed. I saw it on social media yesterday, and I was like, holy cow, I remember that. I know the words to this. Now, you're going to be my litmus test, guys. If I don't get a reaction from you, then maybe I'm falling flat and I'm overselling this. But I was blown away when I heard this yesterday. Recognizing it?
Contact. I used to love 3-2-1
Right?
Contact. Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows. Yeah.
Now I remember it, yeah. Took me a while.
I loved the Bloodhound Gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this show ran, for the youngins out there, like, what the hell are you talking about? 3-2-1 Contact was a show that aired on PBS between 1980 and 1988.
At Granger?
Sorry, Granger. No free ads for you today. No soup for you. As soon as I had forgotten about that show.
They used to play those in, like, when we had rainy day or
Yes.
snow day science class.
Yes.
They'd have all these old episodes, and they'd bring, like, the TV in the room
Yes.
for us, and they would, have 3-2-1 Contact on, and we were like, what is this show? Because it was a little bit older.
When was the
right?
last time you even thought about that show?
I probably shared the video when I was doing 80s
Okay.
and 8 stuff. But, yeah, I used to love that show.
I've forgotten totally about that show.
That needs a reboot. You know all these
Yes.
shows that are getting reboots? That could use a
Educational
reboot.
show. I had not thought about it, heard it in 30 years, but I still remembered the lyrics to 3-2. I'm going to play it one more
3-2-1
time.
Contact?
3-2-1 But no, there's like more lyrics to it. Yeah. I'm gonna tweet out the link on this video and take you back to yesteryear. Unbelievable. I was just stunned when I saw this on social media yesterday. Motion. All right, so I'm not alone. Longoria remembers, Deborah remembers, Vinny has no idea what we're talking about.
Vinny's working on some audio.
That's what we need. We need more education. Like everyone's doing those digital learning days today.
Watch old
Yeah.
3-2-1 Contact.
Exactly.
That and Mr. Wizard. Did you have Mr. Wizard?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love Mr.
Absolutely. Phenomenal. I'm giving myself star of the show after after we get a fact of the day.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right, it's National Pie Day today. And did you know pies were once illegal? In 1644,
What?
Oliver Cornwell banned Christmas foods like mince pies, turkey, and Christmas ale, calling them a pagan form of pleasure. The ban was lifted in 1660, and pies were once used to surprise people. In the 16th century, the rich people would eat surprise pies that contained live animals like frogs and squirrels.
First of all, what do you call it? Pagan something? A pagan pie?
Pagan form of pleasure. was anything pagan form of
I
pleasure.
think I saw them at the
banned it.
Tabernacle.
Yeah. The pagan
That
form
would
of
be a
pleasure.
great, in little 5 points, pagan pleasure pies. Just those like this little corner bakery.
Yeah, and banned them for like 20 years.
So we got no pies today. We had cookies for Austin Eller's birthday and a cookie cake, but no pies.
No mince pies. Have you ever had a mince pie?
Not mince meat.
I've had mince pie.
Yeah, I do. I like a shepherd's pie. Well, that's not really pie. Like a chicken pot pie. Maybe I'll get one from KFC.
There you go.
By the way, I have not ordered. No, I can't say that. I did order from Uber Eats. I take that back. They know I'm alive now. It had been a minute though.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of the Show?
I didn't do much today, but I found that 3-2-1 contact video. I'm going to tweet it out. I promise you. Our brains are weird things. I totally forgot about that. How about Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens joining us for the second time in a couple weeks? He gets a star of the show. And another mayor, Athens Mayor Kelly Gertz, joined us live. He gets a star of the show. Eleanor Watson joined us live from the Pentagon. What a cool gig that is. She gets a star of the show. Kim Commando blew us off. No star of the show for her. Brad Garrett, crime and terrorism analyst from ABC News, gets a star of the show. John Kraft from Georgia Power. Good news as far as the power outage is considered. Deborah, did I give you one to Longoria? I didn't give you one during the show?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, not a pity one. You did a fine job.
You know what happens with the pity ones.
And I'll give one to Little Penny.
I still think we need a poll for that.
All right, I'm going to put up a poll. We got to come up with a final nickname for Vin. Vinny Drip, Vinny Bag of Donuts, Little Penny. I'll post that up. But after I post up the media, the YouTube link. Jeez Louise. All right. I'm so hungry. My blood sugar is low. All right, news, weather, and traffic. I'm going to be right back here in a couple minutes, give you a keyword to the 5K day bonus blitz. Another chance to you win $1,000 coming up in just a couple of minutes. Social media will be active throughout the day at Mark Arum, MarkArum. Stay safe, warm up, have a great Thursday, Atlanta.
Said he's going back to a simpler place and time. Oh, yes, he is. Now be with him. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on that midnight train.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville, 95.5